Do you feel like I'll just like cry through the whole thing? We'll see. I don't know. But it's gonna be it's gonna be so good. Hold on, I forgot to post it in Discord, so I'm doing that now. I can't type. Nice. Beret from the closet. A little strawberry beret. Yeehaw. Thank you, little old me. We are doing our best. Peehee is home again. Their last day is not supposed to be until the 23rd. However, since they've sent in their 2 weeks, they've called out every day. So, you know, it's not for me to talk on. If they want to not go, that's fair. We haven't been getting, like, real money from their job in, like, a couple months because they, like, have so many migraines or, like, have to call out to do stuff here or, you know. We were mostly just stressed about the health insurance. But now that I have Oregon State health insurance, I'm very excited. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. They're sending me, like, a huge packet about, like, because I assume I still pay monthly. It's just that I pay it to them.
You're so true, bestie.
Thanks for the biz. It is just the way. They are sleeping in the living room again like they did on Monday. I accidentally made a hot milk and iced coffee. Listen, don't you just love a nice tall glass of hot milk in the morning? Nothing quite gets me out of bed. They are having a solo slumber party. When I was making my sandwich in there, because I take the hatch in there when they're sleeping in there. So normally they can't really, like, hear all that much because the hatch is, like, really loud right next to them. Anyway, I was making my sandwich, which, by the way, is just me opening the microwave and closing the microwave. And I didn't slam it. I, like, opened it and closed it. And they were like, stop slamming. I'm so sleepy. I was like, okay. Listen, I really hope that for Seven's subathon, which is on the 17th, one of its like redemptions, if they get to a certain number of subs, is to talk about working at McDonald's. And I just feel like it's like it's like a big secret, you know? Like, I had like one friend at Disney who used to work there. He worked there for like 4 years. And I feel like every time he told about a story about McDonald's, I was like, how are people working there? Like, what? It was just absolutely interesting stories. He is also the one that told me that the reason that the McDonald's Coke tastes better is because it's like stored 2 degrees cooler. They like have a deal with Coke. Something like that. But listen, I would love to hear about UK McDonald's. Good morning, Kyle. Kyle, you're gonna be here in like, I haven't updated my little countdown.
You're so true, bestie.
Thank you so much. Very soon. 2 weeks from tomorrow. Right? It's not much better, except people cheer when the Order 69 comes out. They should. We got robbed for 3 Big Macs once. Hello. Welcome, Birdie Boo. Love that you're here. My ex-fiance worked at McDonald's before we dated, and he told me to always get a large fry because it takes The whole basket, so they'll always be hot. The whole basket is a large fry? In the U.S.? That cannot be true. I feel like the baskets are huge. That's bonkers. I mean, I do always get a large fry. It's because I would rather, when it costs like only 20 cents more, I would rather have more than I need and not finish it. One night when they closed, someone came in and stole a urinal. Now, the person who like stole 3 Big Macs, like they're hungry, you know what I mean? They are going through something. I would never tell on someone for stealing food. I wouldn't tell on you for stealing a urinal either, because I'm not a snitch. But what is their plan there? Where else would they get a urinal? You can't buy those. Can you? I wonder if you could if you wanted to. Like, can you get one at Home Depot? Purchase urinal? Okay, it looks like you can. You can get one that's made out of a keg for only $600. The fries are like 90% of why I go to McDonald's. Oh, the fries are absolutely everything. If they were to change the fry recipe, I don't think I'd go. I'm positive you could if you had the money. So it looks like you can get one on Amazon, $130. Can't wait for us to all install urinals at our house. And got charged over hash browns. Like, no wonder that baby daddy turned out bad. Yeah, the fries in the U.S. are not vegetarian, if you didn't know that. I mean, depending on how, like, strict of a vegetarian you are, some people don't care. But they, like, are fried in, like, lard, right? Like meat juice. Decorating it like the waterfall garden in Zoe 101. That's true. Why would you spend $130 if you can steal it from McDonald's? Beef flavoring is added. They're not gluten-free either? I gotta be honest. I don't really know what gluten is. McDonald's fries. Gluten-free. Cooked in dedicated fries using a non-hydrogenated vegetable oil. I don't think so. Gluten is such a silly, sneaky thing. They're not dairy-free? Stop. That can't be true. Are you lying? The McDonald's website says that they are. Oh, it says, okay, so it says McDonald's french fries in the U.S. are not suitable for vegans because they contain beef flavoring, which is made from milk. We don't have the McPlant in the U.S. I don't know what a veggie dipper is. Veggie dipper? They're nuggies? Hey, McDonald's fries are fucking delicious, Mushroom Jody. Sorry I said your name wrong. I was flustered by the fact that you made such a bold and correct statement. McDonald's fries are truly the best fries out there. I'm going to do a poll. I do feel like people have different fry opinions. Okay, let's see. This is going to be based on U.S. restaurants, so I'm sorry. So I'm going to say best fries. McDonald's. Burger King. Who else has good fries? Arby's is a good one. We don't have Rally's. We don't have Culver's. I hate Burger King's fries. I feel like they're so, like, crunchy, but in a bad way. And I feel like they're never salted. Yeah, In-N-Out's fries are not good. Five Guys? Oh, Five Guys fries. Fucks. Okay, I can have one more. Wendy's? You're wrong. I'll put it on here, but you're wrong. I feel like they also aren't salted. Now, is it because I'm just used to McDonald's French fries? So I would like a pound of salt? Maybe. But, that's between me and God. All right, vote for your favorite fries. I'll be voting McDonald's. We don't have Wingstop. I have had it before because they have it in Mobile, but we don't have it here. It's McDonald's, 100%. Anyone not voting McDonald's is lying to themselves. Five Guys, I would say, is my second choice. But you have to pay, $12 for them, so they better be good. I can't believe people are voting for Wendy's and Burger King. They have the worst fries. They for real be so limp and taste like nothing. Okay, come to the U.S. just to get McDonald's fries. Your mind will be changed. Maybe Wendy's in Canada is different. I like Wendy's only if I'm having big feelings. When I worked at Burger King, I didn't even like the fries and they were free. I feel like they're so bad. Wendy's changed their fry recipe. Interesting. With Five Guys, sometimes you can taste the peanut oil, and I don't like that. I kind of like the peanut oil. Again, I voted McDonald's because I have taste. So here's the other thing about me. I would say this is maybe my hottest take. And you may say, that's so interesting because I feel like you have a couple of terrible takes. And I'll say you're wrong. My hottest take is that when it comes to McDonald's French fries and all French fries, I like the little limp ones. I don't know what it is. I like the little soft potatoes. I hate crunchy French fries. I don't want that crunch. I don't want it. And it's not just like a texture thing necessarily. Like, I don't mind crunchy other things. I love soggy fry. The limpies are a fun treat. Yes. I love soft fries. I'm ready to speak my truth. I love a soggy fry. And then also the too hard ones. You're right. You're right. A regular fry, it's okay. It's okay. But what I'm doing is I'm digging through that large fry to find the limp ones. And I go, yum, 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 yum. I love the limp fries. It's like a mashed potato you can eat with your hand. Looking for the freak fries? I hate steak fries. Ugh. Gross. I don't eat. Because I have McDonald's French fries, I don't ever eat with any, I don't eat with ketchup or anything. I mean, I would if I had some, I guess, but I never. The thing about being in the U.S., by the way, if you're not in the U.S., is I think of all food, how it tastes when I'm also driving my car at the same time. So, not so much anymore because I work from home. But particularly when I worked at Disney World and all jobs I had before that, I'm eating most of my meals while driving somewhere to one of my jobs. I'm an equal fry opportunist. Private transportation fries hit different. I've never even thought about eating fries on public transportation. Oh, see how McDonald's is winning by a lot? That's because everyone knows they have the best fries. They have one thing that they are best at, and it's the French fries. The second thing is the sweet tea. McDonald's sweet. I don't really, I like ketchup fine, but I don't really need it. This is going to bag you another sponsorship. I know it. That's true. I'm going to have Phoebe clip this. How many minutes are we in? 20 minutes? Okay, hey, Ghost NB, who's going to McCafe? Do they not have sweet tea at the UK McDonald's? You're lying. No. This doesn't tell me anything. They don't have sweet tea in Canada either? Bonbon, but the whole thing about McDonald's, at least in the US, if you are a person who drinks sweet tea, is that you're like, okay, well, anytime I go, like, north of Tennessee, I can't get sweet tea anywhere, but at least I can get it at McDonald's. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. How the heck am I going to drink sweet tea when I go visit Seven? Sweet tea, is sweet tea the same as iced tea? No. You don't get it. Sweet tea is the most delicious drink on the planet. If you've never had it, imagine you have regular black tea, but it's cold, and instead of it being all tea, it's like 70 tea, 30% sugar. It's so good. It's like drinking honey. That's the best. And if you don't like it, you're wrong. I'll allow you to be here, because I'm tolerant. But you're wrong. It's the best. Listen, you can make it at your house. It's literally just black tea. Like, you brew hot black tea. You pour a fuck ton of sugar in it. You let it sit in your fridge for like 24 hours, and then it'll be cold. And Arnold Palmer's half sweet tea, half lemonade. He was like a golfer. That's all I know. I don't think he invented it. I think it's fun when, like, there's, like, a fake drink that just gets its own name. Something else that, like, I don't know if it's uniquely, like, from, like, where I worked in Alabama or if it's, like, an Alabama thing. But people would order, like, a Hollywood, and it's lemonade and Sprite. So good at golf, they named a drink for him. The syrupy is the good part. The Sunjoy because it was too annoying. It is annoying to say Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer. Green and lemonade. Green tea and lemonade? That sounds like a tart drink. I'm looking to have sweet drink or water. That's it. People who are into kombucha or like, I hate regular lemonade, I don't get you. I need sweet things or water. That's it. Those are the two flavors to me. Oh, I love raspberry iced tea. Peach sweet tea. Raspberry sweet tea. The two genders. Is it really pomegranate and not cherry? Is grenadine pomegranate? Grenadine flavor. This doesn't tell me anything. Yeah, fresh pomegranate juice reduced with sugar, like simple syrup with a hint of citrus flavor. Peach sweet tea is my kryptonite. I am powerless in its presence. Who said kombucha is yum? Miso char. You're getting banned. I'm just kidding. I don't care. Drink your kombucha. If you're drinking kombucha, that's actually more sweet tea for me. I literally only drink English breakfast tea. Listen. And I'm sorry for that red flag. Hey, nobody's perfect, Jody, Kombucha is vinegar drink. And I know you're thinking, like, can't be vinegar. It is. Imagine you took the stinkiest thing that's in the kitchen. Vinegar, I feel like the reason I don't like it is because I feel like that's what, like, a sink tastes like. Because I clean the sink with white vinegar. I love old vinegar. Old as dirt. They say it's a fun little drink. They say it's good for you. I can't believe it. I've never had kombucha and now I'm scared. Here's the other thing, y'all. If you don't know this about me, I don't know how you don't know it. But y'all know how, like, you see a product on a shelf at, a Target or a Walmart or whatever. And you're like, this product placement, not product placement, this product design is like too beautiful for just like laundry detergent. Why did they work so hard on this? It's for me. It's for me. If something costs $3 extra, but the bottle was cuter, I'm doing it. That's why Phoebe doesn't like when I go grocery shopping by myself. Because I will pick the cuter thing, even if it doesn't necessarily look... Anyway. So that's why every time I see kombucha, because I feel like the bottles are so cute. I don't know. Like, look at this. I'm gonna sneeze. Phew. Hey, whoa. This looks cute. I'm a sucker for packaging. It's so cute. I know it's not good. I know it's not. I know it's gonna just taste like vinegar. I'm gonna look at kombucha ingredients. The basic ingredients in kombucha are yeast, sugar, black tea. The mix is set aside for a week or more. During that time, bacteria and acids form in the drink, as well as a small amount of alcohol. So that I think they say it's like healthy for your gut, which I feel like is just something they say. I don't think they should be allowed to say it. I don't. Because the opposite is like unhealthy for your gut. And the things that are unhealthy for your gut is like if you were to drink battery acid. That would be bad. What do you mean healthy for my gut? They'll be like, yeah, it's good for your gut health. And I'll be like, what do you mean? My gut, she's fine. I would love unhealthy for your gut. Listen, you can keep saying whatever. Okay, you're just quoting the scientists. How do they know? How would they know? You don't know me. You don't know my gut. You don't know her needs. Okay? My dad says it tastes like cat pee. It does. If you've ever smelled cat piss, that's exactly what kombucha tastes like. My gut, she's fine. Thank you. You literally don't know. I'm also not putting on makeup today because I'm putting on makeup for the show tonight, and I don't want to put on makeup and then take it off and then shower and then put it on again. It's too much. I also might take my hat off pretty soon because I feel like I get too hot. And when I'm wearing my little beret, like, out and about, I feel like I don't get too hot. Look, it's a strawberry. But I'm going to Moulin Rouge tonight. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's the first thought I had when I woke up. As I said, I get to go see Moulin Rouge again tonight. So excited. For the hot people with tummy aches, you can't handle kombucha. But it's like fun little drinks you can't recommend. Ollipop. Oh, but it's like, but like fun little drinks. I can't recommend Ollipop enough. Oh, Luna Raccoons. I do get to see hot women again. Here's the thing about Ollipop. Ollipop is another thing that really gets me with their branding. If you've never heard of Ollipop, consider yourself lucky. But it's like, I'm not exaggerating. Let me find it on Amazon. It is like quite literally like $3 a cup. $3 a can. Maybe not that much, but it is like... This is just... It's... Oh my god, okay. So here's... You can have 12 of them for $37. 12 cans of soda for $37. But look how cute they are. I mean, like, look how cute they are. It's like soda made with stevia, and they also say it's a probiotic. Again, I don't know what those words mean. And I know my fellow East Coast users look at Dr. Brown's black cherry soda. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, so they tricked you. Listen, if you ever see a single can of it in Target, one can is like $3. I do recommend buying one can. Take a picture. Be like, oh my God, I'm so fancy with my Ollipop. And that's it. I don't feel like it's that good. It's because of the and maybe it's not actually stevia. But it's like something like stevia that has that weird aftertaste, in my opinion. That one soda brand that comes in bottles and has different fruit flavors. I don't know. This is Poppy, which is like a cheaper Ollipop. Barely. I mean, you get 3 cans for $7. Truvia, yeah, all of those. And Poppy is also cute. I feel like these are cute. Normally they're ugly, honestly. I feel like they're too bright. Yeah, this is what they look like normally. Actually, I guess it's really just the green one that I feel like hurts my eyes. This is another one. You can get 12 cans of this one for $27. So $10 cheaper. The raspberry one is really cute. The problem is watermelon's my favorite flavor if I'm going to buy Poppy. It says be gut happy, be gut healthy. 4 grams of sugar. What are the ingredients? We can SPL how we like. If enough of us are wrong, wrong is right. Sparkling filtered water, apple juice, organic cane sugar, organic agave and nulin, organic apple cider vinegar. Maybe that's why I hate it. Natural flavors, orange juice, lemon juice, stevia, told you, green tea, caffeine, natural tartaric acid from grapes. Apple cider vinegar. I will be whatever I want. Don't tell my gut what to do. From grapes. I just don't get it. I will say people whose kids have a lot of tummy issues will buy them, from grapes. We'll buy them for their kids. And the kids don't know, what good Coke tastes like, so they think it's fun. I had a cousin who wasn't letting her kids have sugar for the first 10 years of their lives. But she would buy them that stevia soda. You know what I'm talking about? It was gross. And the kids loved it. And I wasn't going to burst their bubble because I was babysitting. I wasn't going to be like, just so you know, you guys are getting fake soda. That would be rude. But personally, secretly, I would be like, this is the worst soda I've ever had. Now, I think something else that's important is I'm not really a soda person anyway. So, the only soda I kind of drink is Coke. And I only drink it flat. Maybe that's my worst take. I hate carbonation. I've always hated it because it gives you burps. And, y'all know when, you were a kid and you would get, gas in your chest that would hurt, a ton? Since then, I was, 8. And I had, the worst, gas pain in my chest. Yeah. Sorry. Flat. I literally open the Coke, I pour it back and forth between 2 cups until there's no bubbles, and then I drink it. The bubbles are the worst part. Can I refund my subs? I also, there was a week when I was drinking Poppy to see if it would actually help my gut. It didn't. We would open one the night before and let it sit open in the fridge all night. I want it to be the absolute most unflat it could be. I love frozen Coke. Do people not like it? I've never heard of such a thing. Can I order a Coke? Hold the bubbles. We literally had to get Coke. Oh my God. As you've all heard me say several times, for some reason, there's no ice in Portland. Ever. And I don't know if it's just my luck or what, but all the time, they'll be like, let's open a restaurant in Portland. And they'll be like, ooh, where should we open one? And they'll be like, okay, so I have a location. It's in like a weird little strip mall. But I think it'll be perfect because at least there's a parking lot. And then the other person's like, that's great. Love that. How many spaces will we have for the whole restaurant in the parking lot? And they'll be like, you can have 5 spaces. And they'll be like, that's interesting because I would love if more than 5 people could eat here at a time. And they'll be like, fuck everyone else. Those first 5 people who have cars can come in. And that's it. And they're like, okay, now this location, what did it used to be? Was it another restaurant? Of course not. Okay, so was it any sort of thing that has like water hookups? No. It was actually a paper factory where water was not allowed. There's one bathroom and that is it. Otherwise, there's absolutely no water hookups. So all of our employees will have to walk all the way to the bathroom just to wash their hands. Perfect. I love it. Now, will that be a problem? No, because we hate ice in Portland. So we'll just give everyone warm soda in a can. I love it. That's how all the restaurants are. I don't know what it is. I'll be like, do you guys have ice? And they'll be like, no, we don't have a water hookup for an ice machine. So we just have cans of soda that are in a barely slightly chilly mini fridge. And I'll be like, okay, that's fine, I guess. Yes. It's awful. Not to mention, I don't really like soda, number 1. And then number 2, like, I really don't like drinking soda out of a can. Really for no reason, just because I feel fancier drinking it out of a glass. So I'll be like, do you guys have glasses or like plastic cups? And they'll be like, no, because we're giving you a can of soda. You can drink from the can, which is fair. Like, whatever. I'm the annoying one. I don't know, Jody. I don't know. Yeah, outside of the U.S., most places don't have ice either, which is the real reason I don't have a real passport. But in New Jersey, people put more gas when we have ice. It's just Portland. I feel like in Salem, it really doesn't happen. Yes. Oh my God. Ghost Envy. Hold on. What's like the name of what I want? What do they call? It's like a dispenser. No, but I want like this kind. You'll go to a restaurant and you'll be like, okay, well, I don't really want canned soda that's not all that cold. Do you have water? And they'll point to like in the corner where there's like a stack of plastic cups that's falling over. And next to it will be this. And they'll be like, yeah, there's water back there. And I'll be like, this water jug next to your window? And they'll be like, yeah, it's free. And I'll be like, it should be. It's a crime. It should be a crime. Yes. That's definitely poisoned. Did they fill it in the bathroom sink? Literally. I'm gonna start a series on my Instagram called like every time I go to a restaurant and there's no ice. Because it happens all the time. Or we'll go to a place where like they will have like ice, but it's like only for the bar. So like we went to this place in Ashland, which is not in Portland. It's like 3 hours. It's where we went and saw White Christmas the musical. We went there. We went to a restaurant, and they're like, "What do you guys want to drink?" And I was like, "Oh, can I just have a water?" And they're like, "Yeah." And Phoebe got a water, and they come back, and they are in glasses, but it's just water. There's no ice. And I was like, why? Did they never give us ice? Anywhere. And the water was like cold, but only for a few minutes. Because what happens when you put the water in the cup and there's no ice in the cup is you take the cup to me, the woman, and it sits on my table, which is not a fridge, and so it gets warm. I should bring a cooler with ice in it. They need to just put the cups in the freezer. The restaurant I used to work at in Mobile used to put, like, just for not margaritas, Bloody Marys, but they would like wash and then wet and then put the mason jars that the really expensive Bloody Marys came in like a freezer that was just dedicated to those, so that when you got your Bloody Mary, the entire like cup was frozen. I don't know, Veronica. I am gonna start a series though, because people don't believe me. People will come into my chat and they'll be like, I live in Portland and I go to the 3 restaurants in Portland that have ice. And I'll be like, must be good for you. Ben and Esther's, the vegan Jewish deli, no ice. No ice machine, no water hookup, warm cans of soda. Now, if you ask them, they'll be like, they're not warm. They're in a fridge. But, like, y'all know when you buy, like, a can, or like, 12 cans of soda from Walmart. You drive them to your house, or whatever. And then you put them in your fridge. And let's say an hour later you want one. You know how it's not cold yet? That's what it's like. It's like the outside of it's cold because it's been in the fridge for an hour. We know mini fridge cold cans. Exactly. Exactly. Listen, at least you're being honest. Because people will be like, I live in Portland and I never have this ice problem. And I'll be like, I think you're just not noticing. I'm from the South and I need more ice than drink. And what I need is a lot of refills to my ice cup filled with ice. Princess Pie, I am an adult. And so, like, luckily, like, I know logically, like, I'm not ever actually going to throw a fit. But I am very upset with my husband. Secretly. Where I'll be like, interesting. Another place with no ice. Why do they hate ice so much? And Phoebe will be like, we can ask if they know if there's a place that has ice nearby. And it's because Phoebe's too nice. They are. They are nice, nice boy. And I just want to be bitch, bitch girl. I will never do it publicly, but I am having a tantrum on the inside. King Ketchup, I'm an extra ice girly. You know how, like, Starbucks baristas or other folks who work at, like, coffee shops are like, oh, my least favorite type of person is the person who says, like, light ice so they can get, like, more coffee, or they think they're getting more coffee or whatever. I'm the opposite of that, where I'm like, I used to be, and I don't do it anymore, just because, like, I do feel like it's, like, too annoying. But I used to be the type of girly who was like, can I get a venti, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Can I also get a whole other cup of ice? Like, extra on the side. And then I would take the drink and pour it into the cup that was all ice. And then, like, just slowly drink it like that. But little ice or big ice? I like big ice because it melts less fast. I know it's a hot take, because, like, little ice is obviously superior as far as, like, if you were going to drink the ice itself. But, like, I feel like the big ice takes longer to melt, so it waters everything down less. Whereas, like, I feel like in my experience when I have, like, a bunch of little ice, it's, like, all melting too fast. I like to get mine shaken so it gets colder faster, but I always feel bad. I also like that, but I won't ask them to do it. Little ice in water is nice since you can't water down water. That's true. If I had a nugget ice machine, I would put it in my water. It's also really hard to clean ice machines. So, like, Lydia, who we've talked about, is very hot. Lydia literally doesn't get ice at restaurants if they have it, because she, like, saw a thing that was like, this is how gross ice machines are often. You know, I worked at a restaurant, though, and, like, oh, Lydia, who's gorgeous? Yeah. Her identifier. 6'2" and an absolute dream. Yeah. Oh, Lydia? The goddess? Of course. I'm familiar. Go on. She saw a thing that was like, you know, here's what ice machines look like. They're really hard to clean. Most people aren't cleaning them right. Ba 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 ba. And while she's probably right, the restaurant that I worked at, we had 3 huge ice machines. And they had like a person come in and clean them. Like every week. Like service them and clean them. That part sucked though, because it was like they would come in at like 5 a.m. and the restaurant opened at like 4. What? The restaurant opened at like 9 or 10. So they would come in at like 4 or 5 a.m. Like have to drain all the ice that was in there. It's just like buildup. Yeah, like it's not necessarily dirt. I think it's literally just like buildup. And then, hey, someone's being loud outside. And then they just, yeah, like mold, like it not melting right, and like I don't know. Anyway, they have to clean them. That's all I know. But they would like service them. Yeah, lime scale. The kind of the same stuff that happens in your shower, because like it's just water, you know. But anyway, it sucked those mornings because like it's a huge, like the ice machine is like up to my tits from the ground. Like it's really tall for the ice part, and then that whole machine was way taller than me because the top part is the ice making part and the bottom part is the ice storage part. And it wouldn't have like enough time by the time they like cleaned it out to like make more ice. So there was very little ice those mornings. But yeah, you get it. The ice cream machine was tits up. I love king cakes. It's king cake season. I mean, our friend Hannah makes them sometimes. So I'm sure we'll make one. But I don't know. I'm debating having a Mardi Gras party for my friends. But the problem is I put a lot of time and effort and money into a Christmas party, and then we had to cancel it because so many people bailed. So I'm worried that I would do that again. And I know that you're thinking, just have a low-key Mardi Gras party. And that's not who I am. You've got me confused with someone else. Me, I'll be making a PowerPoint. I'll be buying beads for everyone to wear. I'll be telling everyone what color to wear. I'll be playing music. I'll be hiring a jazz band. I might reuse the Christmas stuff for summer Christmas. I think we will keep doing Christmas in July on stream. The tiny baby means you have 72 hours to bring the next king cake to the next event. And it's also good luck. But yeah. I was always told if you got the baby, you had to do the dishes. That's not the rules. That's not the rules. I think your family just didn't want to do the dishes. Yeah, it's like technically that you're supposed to bring the next one, and I think it's also good luck. Finding the baby in your cake symbolizes luck and prosperity. The finder becomes king or queen of the evening, according to this. How to make tamales or throw a party? It's very possible to swallow the baby. It's very small. I love when parents just make up rules. What if I don't want to be the king? What if I want to be the baby? Somebody take that picture of Edward from Twilight, the first one, where he's like, what if I'm not the superhero? What if I'm the monster? But say, what if I don't want to be the king? What if I want to be the baby? So Mardi Gras, I usually share like a really long thing on my story. You can Google like as much as you want about it. The reason it's important to me is it's like really celebrated in my hometown. My hometown is like the birthplace of it in the U.S. It was like a French tradition that got moved over here in like 1711 when they like founded Mobile, which like I'm sure there were indigenous people that they kicked out, so it's not really being founded. But anyway, there's a lot of racism in it. It is still legally segregated in Mobile, my hometown. Now, people don't follow it, but it is literally, they haven't changed the law. It is legally segregated. They may have changed it by now. It still was when I lived there. There's a lot of racist history to it. But the pros, when you're like just a kid like I was, is that there's basically like weeks and weeks of parades from morning till night where people are throwing shit at you. You get like beads and stuffed animals and ramen. And then when you're an adult, you can buy tickets to the Mardi Gras balls. And it's just like adult prom, except you paid $65 and the drinks are bottomless and everyone's dressed in like $200 gowns. And it's a lot of fun. Nowadays, there's like gay Mardi Gras societies who are putting on like gay parades and gay balls. But some of the older ones, it is quite literally still like a whites only Mardi Gras association. Not kidding. So, you know, I do think those people are going to die out eventually, and then those Mardi Gras balls will be taken over by folks who literally don't fucking care. If I would say first it's racist, second it's classist. But if we're just going on a surface level, which is what I'm going for, you know, you start drinking at 7 a.m., you drink until midnight, you puke and rally, you're dressed really nice with your friends, and you go to parades all day. Most of American history traditions are racist, just not usually so blatant. So true, bestie. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's so much. Ain't that the truth, Gothic Pluto? There is a documentary from my hometown. Hold on. It's called like The Order of Myths. Okay, it looks like it's on Netflix right now. Maybe? If you're interested, this is The Order of Myths. It's literally about my hometown. It's about like the racist history of Mardi Gras. Not exclusively, it's also about like the fun parts of it. It's from 2008. But it's really interesting. I haven't watched it in a couple years. But, you know, it is super interesting. But yeah. But, all that to say, king cake, delicious. Open with racism and classism and day drinking. You know, those are all the things. That's the United States, baby. Welcome in. Yeah. I don't mind New Orleans during Mardi Gras as an adult. Some people take their kids, which is a bold decision. But, you know, what can I say? Honestly, it's Ireland too. I don't know if they're still doing Mardi Gras I know that they do Carnival in Brazil, which is very similar. Potentially the same. So, like, you know. But yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Gotta teach kids about day drinking early. So true. So true. But anyway, all that to say, watch a documentary if you're interested. Listen, I don't drink anymore because I used to drink too much. But I do miss, like, I don't know. I miss that feeling of being, like, 21 and being like, I'm gonna live forever. And, like, while obviously it is, like, safer for me and everyone around me, and, like, I'm very happy to be 28 and think much further than, like, the next month with my decisions, there's just, like, y'all know, like, how they say, like, ignorance is bliss? You know, I miss that. I miss being, like, 21 years old. Sometimes. Not a lot. Not a lot. I would not even say often. But every now and then, I see, like, pictures of me at 22. I was crazy, but I was free. So true. In November every year, the only thing I use Snapchat for now is, like, I look at other people's stories sometimes, and then I, like, look at my memories. In November every year, nostalgia for a time when you had experienced and processed less of your trauma. Literally. Okay, I'm taking my hat off. It's too hot. Every year November, my Snapchat memories have, like, my picture from my one night stand that I've ever had come up, and every year I turn to Phoebe and I go, oh, today's the day. Today's the day where I had that one night stand with the fireman. My claim to fame. Listen, it's really something. Happy anniversary. It's so true. I was still traumatized. I just didn't know it yet. Yeah. Oh my God. Listen, it is my one claim to fame. Ian's not here to tell his side of the story, so I will only be telling mine. Ian was there. Ian, who's one of our mods. It was his friend, whose name I don't remember right now, but we're friends on the internet, so, like, I could look it up. And I, first of all, had a crush on Ian. Ian did not have a crush on me, so that was fine. But I was drinking a lot at the time. Ian and I went out, like, downtown, and he was like, I'm going to bring a bunch of my friends, like, see you there. And I was like, perfect, love that. I was drinking too much most days. This boy was, like, going through a divorce. I say boy, he was, like, 28. I was, like, 22, 23. Just about to turn 23, maybe. We go to, like, a regular bar. We were, like, playing trivia, doing karaoke. We go to the gay bar, which Ian's not gay. None of his friends are gay, but they're all, like, allies and very sweet. And, like, this never happens to me, to be clear. Like, I'm chunky. There's a lot of, like, thin women here. Normally I'm getting picked over, and I'm not upset. But, like, that's just usually what happens. And so, like, I expect the night to be me crushing on Ian, trying to impress him with my drunk karaoke. Him hanging out with his boys, all of us, like, I don't know, talking to each other, talking about hot women, and then, like, I was gonna go home and be sad by myself. And, like, that's not what happened. Like, his hand was, like, pulling on my waistband, and, like, we were dancing at the bar, and, like, good morning. We're, like, very, very chatty and very, like, cuddly. And I lived downtown, so I only had, like, 3 minutes to get home from the bar that we were at, and I was like, okay, so, like, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna walk home. And then I text Ian as I'm, like, walking into my house, or into my apartment, and I'm like, hey, can I have your friend's number? And he was like, yeah, sure, but, like, I think he, is probably already home. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not talking about, like, tonight, just, like, in general. Can I have his number for the future? And he was like, oh, sure, like, here's his number. So I texted him, like, hey, so cool if you're not into it. This is my address. You want to come by and have a nightcap, or I don't know, one of the lies that you tell when you want someone to come over and make out with you. And he, like, shows up at my door, and, like, listen, it's straight out of a movie. He barely makes it, like, in the door, and we're, like, absolutely making out. And I was like, this is out of a movie. And when I tell you this man has, like, a six-pack, beautiful eyes, he has, like, a 4-year-old son who's very cute. And I was like, I wish that we were about to fall in love. It's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. I wish it was true. He's so hot. And we have a great night. Lovely time. He stays the night. I wake up. I'm supposed to go to work. How does it feel to live my dream? I'm supposed to go to work. I'm like, I'm going to be late. It's happening. Sorry. So, like, we wake up, and I'm like, hey, good morning. And he's like, oh my God, hey, like, love this for us. We're, like, not really cuddling, because, again, we don't know each other. In an alternate timeline, maybe. That's very nice of you to say, Veronica. He is, like, he's actually really a sweetheart. He was, like, very consent focused. We were both drunk. He was very, like, he was checking in a lot. If he were to ever need a recommendation, I would be like, absolutely lovely man. He did not take advantage of me. I reached out to him. Like, the whole time he was like, hey, like, how drunk are you? Are you good? And I was like, I'm perfectly drunk, very aware, loving the energy. He's, like, remarried now. They have, like, another kid. He, like, I think moved to the UK. He's lovely. He's absolutely lovely. And a dream. Unfortunately, you said he wasn't gay, so. But anyway, I'm not kidding. Hey, I'm not kidding. I'm so dead fucking serious right now. We wake up. We're, like, kind of chatting. We're not really cuddling because we don't know each other. And I'm like, so you're not, like, a murderer, right? Because I had just met him, like, 12 hours prior. And granted, like, I trusted Ian a lot. Enough to have friends who weren't murderers. But who knows, you know? And he was like, oh my God, no. And I was like, sorry, I'm like never the kind of person who, like, invites a stranger to their house, in their room, in their bed. So, like, you know, sorry about this. Yes, this is before I ever knew Beeper existed. To be clear, I had not met Beeper. I did not realize that the love of my life was, I don't know, somewhere in Oregon, being in community college. But I was like, so I'm just making sure you're not a murderer. And then I was like, if you were a murderer, hypothetically, and they were going to make a Lifetime movie out of this moment, who would you want to play you in the movie? Dear reader, I have never asked that question before that moment. Why it came into my head? No clue. Absolutely no idea. I was like, this will be so quirky. And it came out of my mouth, and I was like, he's going to be like, I can't believe I slept with that absolute nonsense person. And he was like, I don't know. Like, am I a murderer in the movie? And I was like, no. Let's say an unrelated third party has decided to murder me, or both of us. But before that, they filmed this moment. Who do you want to be you in the movie? Again, just doubling down on this absolutely absurd question. But, like, imagine you wake up and you're like, this person can't be as hot as I remember them last night. I must have been drunk and they looked way hotter in the dim bar lighting. And I roll over, and when I tell you he's hotter than I remember. He's got like an 8-pack. He's a fireman. He's got like blonde hair and blue eyes. Very bright white smile. And me? I was cute, but I was not bagging guys like that back then, you know? I was still very much in my unsure of myself era. So no idea how this happened. But anyway, he was like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, you know, why? Who do you want to play you? And I said, J-Lo, who looks nothing like me, but how I would love to look. And he was like, okay, so that's fun. We talk a little bit about his kid, who's like 4 at the time. Very sweet. He is clearly trying to set up the like, hey, I probably won't see you for a while. Because he's like, hey, like, so I'm going through a divorce. Or just went through a divorce, like, you know, I don't know if I'm like ready to call anyone. And I was like, oh, I am moving to Florida probably in like 2 months. So like no worries there, bro. No big deal. And he was like, okay. You know, and I was like, would love genuinely to see you again. Not for this part necessarily, but like, you know, maybe dinner would be fun. And he was like, no, yeah, for sure. Like, I'll reach out. I'll see you later. And dear reader, I never saw him again. I mean, again, like I said, we're friends on Instagram and Facebook. You know, I was also, like, when this happened, going to school for 21 hours and I had 2 jobs. So, like, even if he was absolutely in love with me, when was he going to see me except for at 9 p.m. when I was already drunk? You know, he wasn't. It's my one claim to fame. It was not the night I lost my virginity. That's a different story. But we did, you know, a lot of things, me and this person. Not because of any moral reason. I, believe it or not, was actually afraid I was going to get pregnant, which is very funny because now I'm trying to get pregnant and it's hard. They better put this on famous birthdays. Oh, I absolutely have a cool story out of it. Successful Instagram TikTok influence career. No, boinking a fireman, biggest claim to fame. He's very handsome, though. You're not understanding how hot this man is. And Phoebe's also, I think also that something that's funny about Phoebe is, like, they're not really the jealous type, so they don't care about this story at all. They're jealous of, like, 2 people. And one of them is the first girl I ever thought I was in love with, who turned out to be very stressful for a number of reasons, who I no longer speak to. Phoebe's jealous of them. And then the other person was Ian when they first met Ian, who, again, is one of our mods, who I adore. But it's because before Phoebe, Ian was, like, the last person I really had a crush on. That's not true. There was, like, one other person between them. But, and Ian's, like, very handsome and, like, a musician and, like, just very sweet. And now they're pals. And I think Phoebe understands that, like, had Ian and I ever gotten together, we would both be, because we have the same type of depression, where I feel like one morning we would have woken up and been like, I'm so done with living. Like, sorry, I'm out. I'd have been like, yo, same. But yeah. The jealousy to mod pipeline is a straight line. Yeah. Sorry, that's the truth. But yeah. So much. What a time. Anyway, long story short, that's the only Snapchat memory I'm ever, like, actually no, there are 2, because the other one is the day that I lost the one day and one time that I consensually let a peen into my vagine, which I considered losing my card. I don't have a picture of that moment, but I have a picture of my outfit from that day. And I'm always like, hey, it's the anniversary of that one time. If you can't beat them for looking at your wife before she was your wife, make them a mod. Listen. We're on a wild Wednesday. I think what's so funny about Phoebe and I being together is they have a lot of abuse stories and stressful stories from their ex-partners. And I don't. Like, all of my stressful things happened not from people I was dating. At all. Like, people who I was really into and we weren't dating. That's one thing. And then most of it was from friends, not people who I was necessarily interested in or who were interested in me. And Phoebe's the opposite. So, like, they have, like, really nice friends. They've always had really nice friends. And I had to go through a couple shitty friends. Finding folks with compatible depression types is a very real thing. Yeah, Phoebe and I have opposite depression types. One time Joe Jonas flirted with me and I was like, no way, is he really flirting? Because I had no confidence at the time due to being fat, but then he made this music video with Chubba Girl and I was like, OMG, I could have bagged Joe Jonas. Krista, what a different life you could be leading in another world. I got married after 3 months. Listen, that's cute. The time that like slept with someone who shall remain anonymous. But if you know, you know. Was that we were out at a bar. We went out to bars a lot together. We were friends, we worked together. And like we had never made out. We'd never even really like been all that like close to each other. Like we had lunches together a lot. Like I said, we drank together a lot. But like some people get drunk and make out with their friends, and I am one of those people. But I hadn't done that with this person. Because I didn't know like what kind of, they were like getting over like not a breakup, but like a really big like thing. You know, it's not my place to decide if we're make-out friends. It's the friend's place to decide. Anyway, we were out till like, I'm not kidding, 4 a.m. one time, already plastered. And this like person at the bar was like, you guys are really cute together. And we were like, oh, thanks. We're just friends, whatever. And they're like, no, like I really think there could be something here. Dear reader, like this person doesn't know us. For all I know, they were saying that to everyone in the bar just to cause drama. If they were, I commend them. But we were like, maybe. And so we were like making out. And then I was like, this is a bad idea. We should go home. So I walk home. And then I'm like, hey, I'm home. Did you want to come over, actually? I thought that was a really nice kiss. Maybe we could see if there's more to that. And they were like, okay. And so they came over, and I won't get into the details. But, like, we try our best. Nobody crosses the finish line. Whether it be because we are both too drunk, or just because the connection wasn't actually there, or whatever. But we attempt to cross the finish line for a while, and then nobody does. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I was thinking this was a good idea. And they were like, no, I was too, but like, maybe we shouldn't. Like, clearly our bodies aren't really agreeing with this. Like, maybe let's stop. And I was like, no, you're right. And that was it. And it actually wasn't that awkward. Like, very great communication. Yes, very direct communication. Neither of us, like, left feeling embarrassed because we were both, like, not, going. So, and I don't think either of us felt bad about the other one. Anyway, very great communication. They're, a lovely person. Wasn't meant to be. And that's okay. Because, a few months later, I moved to Florida and met the love of my life. So what can you do? But that's another interesting time. Thank you, Kyle. I have a bunch of stories. I think people forget that, like, before I met Phoebe, I was really... The reason that I say, like, that one night stand with a fireman is the only one night stand I had is true. Because everyone else that I was spending intimate time with, I did so several times. I had, like, a couple of people that I could call after 11 p.m., if you know what I mean. But none of them were, like, very spicy. I mean, very dramatic, I guess. Phoebe and I met working at Disney World. We were both in, a, like, LGBT Facebook group of people who were starting the Disney College program with, like, our start date. And that was it. And then we hung out in person. I mean, like, yes. I was going to Disney Springs. So, like, when you become a college programmer, usually the first night that you get there, you go to Disney Springs because you don't have your work ID, so you can't get into the parks. Phoebe and I had a mutual friend who already knew Phoebe. And they were also going to Disney Springs. And so I met the group at World of Disney. And I saw Phoebe, and I said, like, oh my God, you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen. And they were like, okay, weird. So, That was it. I have a picture on my Instagram of the day that we met. It's just of me, and like so only I know it's the day that we met. But anyway, and then we worked at Disney World for a few months, and then we did long distance while they moved back to Oregon, and then a year and a half later they moved back to Florida, and we got engaged. Now we live here. I'm from Alabama originally. I'm from Alabama originally. Moved to Florida to work at Disney World. Hold on, my finger's stuck in my desk. Oh my god, that hurt. Phoebe's from Oregon originally. But yeah, I feel like those stories aren't as fun. Because like we've documented our whole lives together because nobody was watching us, but we like, would make YouTube videos when we were long distance that like only the two of us were really watching because we missed each other when we were long distance. So we only saw each other like every 2 months for a while, and basically it was like every 2.5 months one of us would fly to meet the other one. We'd hang out for a week, and then we'd go back to our separate jobs where we just spend all our money buying our next plane ticket. So it was a lot. I mean, like, we did fine with long distance. I don't ever want to do it again. But, like, people are always like, oh, long distance is so hard. And it was hard just because, like, I miss them. But I feel like if you are able to do it, it's, like, such a nice... Like, we had to have good communication. There was no other way. Like, we had to be good at communicating because otherwise we would have broken up. And we didn't want to break up. So we started over-communicating. And I think that's why we don't ever really get in fights now, is because we learned that skill at the beginning. And then also we have like separate friendships because we learned that skill at the beginning, and like we couldn't have the same friendships because we didn't live in the same place. Oh no, we both worked there. Yeah, we both worked there. Phoebe worked at the Boardwalk Bakery and I worked at Rock and Roller Coaster. And so we were dating for like a month before we went long distance. Because they were dating someone else, and I was interested in someone else at the very beginning of the college program. Like, I was interested in them, but they weren't interested in me. And so we didn't start dating till like a month before they had to move back. So they had already decided like not to stay. And like, because you can extend your college program if you want to, usually. So they'd already decided not to do that before we were dating. And I don't think they would have done it anyway, like if we were dating beforehand. Because they really missed home. They were really homesick. Not something I could relate to because I didn't miss home at all. But yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was nice. Phoebe would get fired, or I would get fired if I were to try to date a guest. Texting someone else about anonymous. Listen, that's really nice. I feel like it's not like that much of a like meet cute, because people will be like, how do you met? And we'll be like, well, we kind of met online, and then we met because we worked at the same place. Like, and not like exactly the same place, but like the same place loosely. And it's very similar. Like, we were just in a group for gay people. Which is funny because we have a couple people who met here in our chat that are dating. So, that's fun. My wife stalked my Instagram for months before sliding into my DMs. That's so funny. Do you guys follow, like, Yeehaw Meehaw on Instagram or on TikTok? Because she and her wife were, like, best friends in, like, middle school and high school. They were, like, best friends. They were dating, like, other men, I think, for a long time. And now they're married. Yeah. Very cute. Very funny. I was friends with his ex's best friend, and we were all just friends. Kyle, I really hope that you come here and we just get, like... I feel like... The funny thing about me being friends with Kyle, who is Baby Eel in chat, Leptocephalus on Instagram, is that I have been following Leptocephalus since, like, early 2017, maybe, like, right before I moved to Florida. And I think they had, like, 13,000 followers at that time, maybe a little less. And I thought, because I'm stupid, that their job was social media. So I thought they were an influencer. from the get-go because their pictures were pretty and they were really hot. And so I was like, obviously they're an influencer. And then I had been following them like a few months before I realized they had like a job that wasn't being an influencer. And I was like, oh, I guess they must not like make enough money influencing. I actually thought they did make enough money influencing. They just really liked working at Universal Studios, which like some people do if you really like the parks. And also I hadn't worked there yet, so I didn't realize how draining the parks were, so I thought it was fun. And so I was like, oh, they must really like their job, whatever. And then I felt like at least once a month in our family group chat of me, Phoebe, Phoebe's mom, and then Phoebe's brothers and dad are also in it, but like none of them like kept up with the leptocephalus lore. The day that Kyle got married, which was 4 years ago yesterday, our entire family group chat is absolutely feral. Just full of screenshots from leptocephalus' story. Being like, can you believe this? Absolutely fucked up. I had a friend named Nick who was actually like in the, or Nicholas, who was in the wedding party, who I knew from Tower of Terror. And I was like, oh my God, one of my friends got invited. It's like a celebrity event. And our entire group chat is just absolutely going feral. Being like, cannot believe that we were not invited to this party. To this person we don't know, that doesn't know us. We were like, this is so beautiful. There's like, if you go to Kyle's page, there's like a moon decoration that I think their dad made that we were like so obsessed with. I was like, this is so cute. Is it too weird if I like get a tattoo of this like moon? Like, it's so cute. Like, the style's so cute. Like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know, so excited. This was like Tom Cruise's wedding to us. What other people who care about Tom Cruise is like. So anyway, I remember that day very vividly. And then the first real interaction that we had with Kyle, that Kyle had with us, rather, because I would respond to their stories and like, you know, and now knowing as someone who has people who I don't know respond to my stories, which I wasn't upset then either, but like I for sure am even less upset because like I'm sure Kyle gets, you know, a bunch of messages all the time from strangers, but like I was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, like, you know, can't believe this is crazy, blah 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 blah. Oh, I take it back. There's actually another interaction before the one I was about to tell. I went to see Rocket Man May 31st, 2019, the day it came out. And Kyle's husband, Jake, also was seeing Rocket Man, and I knew it was Jake. I knew. Because I had seen Jake on the internet for years. But I, thinking I was very, very cool guy, was like, oh my God, you look so familiar. Are you married to Leptocephalus? And Jake was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I'm literally obsessed with them. Like, so beautiful, you're so lucky. Which is a creepy thing to say. Please tell Jacob I'm sorry. That's weird of me to say. Morgan famously normal Elton John. I'm in like an Elton John fit. I'm sure Jacob went home and was like this absolute weirdo at the movie who was wearing full Elton John outfit, said that they were a fan of you. So I had to shake their hand. And he shook my hand. I don't remember if I put my hand out first or if he did. But I was like, oh my God. So I'm sitting in the movie, which I was seeing by myself, by the way, because I knew I was going to not be normal about the movie. So I text Phoebe and I'm like, you'll never guess who's at the movie. You'll literally never fucking guess. As Phoebe's driving across the country to move here. That's true. I think he forgives you. He came to your wedding. That is true. But I was like, you'll never guess. The Jake Rowe is at the same movie as me. And Phoebe was like, oh my God, no way. And I wasn't going to take a picture of him because we were in a movie theater and it would be creepy. But I was like, I swear. Like, I promise I'm telling the truth. Anyway, fast forward a few months. And the pandemic's happening. Not a few months, I guess. A year. The pandemic's happening. It's, you know, I think quarantine just got lifted. The parks are reopening. Phoebe has to go to work. And this is like, we've just started our TikTok journey. Like, we just had Texas Roadhouse go viral, which, by the way, I think it has like 200,000 views. Compared to like some other things of ours, that's not very viral. But we also posted another one where I was upset because I still hadn't got called back to my job, but everyone else in our apartment had. And I wanted to play Nintendo that day, like play Switch, but Phoebe was trying to take their Switch to their work, which is fair because it was theirs. They got it for their birthday. And so they posted a video of me being like, I can't believe you're taking the Switch. This is so fucked up of you. Joking. And then Luxy Games, who most of you know, saw it and decided to do a stream just to, like, raise money to buy me a Switch, which was, like, an absolutely insanely nice thing to do. And I had never heard of Luxy Games or Twitch. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then Kyle, who again is a celebrity to us, messages Phoebe. And when I tell you this is crystal fucking clear in my mind, Phoebe had like just gotten home from work because they worked early for some reason that day. And they come in the door and they say, you'll never fucking guess who sent me a message today. And I was like, I don't know. Who? And they were like, Leptocephalus. And I was like, you're fucking lying. You're a liar. There's no way that they messaged you. And Phoebe was like, yeah. They said, like, you know, my ex-fiance is, like, a Twitch streamer, and, like, she's going to raise money for you guys to get a Switch. So, like, can I have your address if it's not that weird? And I was like, is Leptocephalus coming to our house? And Phoebe was like, I don't think so. But I think that, like, maybe they'll drop it off or something. I have no idea. Like, you know, can I give them our address? And I was like, yeah, I doubt that they're a murderer. It would be a very long con to become a micro-influencer to then murder your fans. So, like, I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, and then Luxy, we didn't watch the stream because, again, we had no idea about Twitch. So I desperately wish I would pay so much money to be able to see the stream because it literally changed our lives. Luxy had a stream, raised money, got me an Animal Crossing Switch along with a bunch of games. And it was, like, so sweet and so kind. Luxy, who, again, I don't fucking know at this time, comes to our house and is, like, really cute and sweet and, like, dressed it up to look like a package from Animal Crossing. It was so cute. And then, yeah, I became an Animal Crossing girly. I became a gamer. And, like, long story short, now we're here because of that. So really, in the grand scheme of things, because Kyle was a micro-influencer, this is not my job. It's very sweet. Everyone say thank you, Kyle. Because Kyle was a micro-influencer and because Luxy was already a streamer. It's how we got here. Which is very sweet. Which is why we're always like, Kyle, do you need anything? We also invited Kyle to our wedding. And it was like, I should have filmed it, telling Shelly, who has been following Kyle since I think like 2014. We were like, you'll never guess. We have a celebrity coming to the wedding. And she was like, who? And we were like, Leptocephalus is coming. And she was like, I have to pick a new dress for the wedding. And I was like, yeah. I now have a place where I can slack off instead of working. So true. Also, yeah, and now Kyle's coming to our house, coming to visit in 2 weeks. Isn't life a crazy little thing? Very exciting. Incredibly exciting. What a small world. Obviously, like, other things also happened, but in a way, because Kyle was a micro-influencer, turning hopefully soon to a full-time influencer, we are doing this. It's our job now. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're cute. I'm so glad we're friends. But yeah, that is a bonkers story. Also, we're friends with Luxy now too. So like we message each other. I knew that Luxy was pregnant pretty quickly because the way our cycles lined up. And so we like had an insemination like 2 days after her insemination. So we were like texting the whole time, or messaging on Instagram, being like, This is crazy. Sending you good luck. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, very exciting. Very sweet. Small world. Bonkers. The sweetest dream. I think it's also really cute because, completely unrelated to all of this, I don't have any pictures, but Merida was my favorite princess for like years. Loved her. Every time we went to the parks, I stood in like a super long line to meet and greet. I only have a picture from like my last trip before I worked there, with one of the Meridas. With one Merida, you guys know what I mean. And it's not Lexi, but like, I feel like in my heart, chances are maybe that I saw Lexi when she was with Merida at Disney World. I don't know if that's actually true. The timing could be true, but yeah, but I don't have a picture if true. Very spicy. Very spicy. It's a very small world. She was there 4 days a week, so that makes sense. Listen, when I was younger, really thought that I would want to be a face character. And after working there, I don't know if I would. People say such creepy things to the face characters and the sculpted characters, as they call them. People are really creepy with the characters. Like, really creepy. So I don't think I would want to do it. I think I would still really enjoy being, like, a parade dancer. That girls' video with Gaston, yes. People are so weird. We have a friend who works at Disneyland. And he says, I was asking him, like, you know, are people as creepy here as, like, it makes it seem like they are on the internet? And he was like, they're worse. And you'll never believe it. It's actually when I'm with Goofy that I get, like, the worst harassment. And I was like, Goofy? And he was like, yeah, like, suburban white moms love to say the weirdest, freakiest stuff to Goofy. Don't know what it is. He also told a story about how one time he was with Mr. Incredible. And this woman, like, is taking a picture with Mr. Incredible and then just, like, absolutely grabs a handful of his ass. Which is a problem by itself. But the second problem is that Mr. Incredible has fake muscles basically everywhere in his costume except for his ass. So our friend was like, so here's Mr. Incredible looking at this woman. And here's the woman looking at Mr. Incredible, knowing full well what she is holding is not padded muscle, but in fact, the actual ass cheeks of a working boy. And and our friend was like, this is absolutely bonkers that it's happening. And I was like, yeah, why are people so creepy? People are so creepy. They feel entitled to so much. I don't think so. I think it's because Goofy's tall. And so people are like, you know what that means? You know? I think has got to be what it is. I mean, our friend is tall, so that makes sense. I do not understand. Well, like, already, and again, like, I do not work with entertainment, so I don't know if it's still true, but before, you could definitely, like, touch the characters as far as, like, people always are, like, putting their arm around them for, like, people are talking about Goof Pipe. People rage for Goofy because he's a good dad. You know, like, people put their arms around them or, like, around their waist. Like, and I was guilty of it too, for sure. Like, not in a creepy way, in my opinion, but, like, you know, like, I would take a picture with Peter Pan and, like, we'd be, like, arm in arm or, like, I don't know. Things like that. So, like, already people are touching you a lot. So I guess maybe they think that they can just touch you anywhere? I have no idea. Anyway, all that to say, if you go to a place where the characters are, please be so nice to them and try to not touch them because they get freaking harassed all day. It does sound terrifying. And they get paid slightly more than the average cast member, but, like, when I say slightly, I mean slightly. If the average cast member is getting $15.50 an hour, they are getting, like, $17 an hour. New rule, Goofy's allowed to beat you up. He should be allowed to beat you up. Listen, I don't mind being touched. I'm actually like a physical touch person. So like I really don't mind. Like someone actually shook our hand at the swap when they were leaving, which I loved. I don't remember their name, but I'm obsessed with them. I was like, I love this. I feel like the freaking queen right now. It was so cute. An old man tried to lift up her dress. No. Boo. Hate that. I love character meet and greets. It's my favorite thing about the parks, about the cruise also. Like, I got to meet Moana on the cruise, and it was, like, one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. I literally cried meeting Tiana at Tiana's place. Okay? And we're all adults. Like, we know. I know. You know what I mean? But, like, I see her, and I'm like, Tiana, I love you so much. People lose all sense of boundaries when it comes to people dressed as fictional characters, both with professionals and cosplayers. Yes! No, the princesses have it so bad. That's so fair. I love meet and greets. I love the characters, but like if it's either have these characters and they are constantly at risk of being harassed and touched or not having them, I would rather not have them. Like I hope that they're all okay. I know that like in Disneyland, they, like, don't really ever do, like, meet and greets where, like, they stand in a place and everyone, like, walks up to them and takes pictures. But, and, like, hopefully that cuts down on it a little bit. But in Disney World, where I was, like, people were just so mean. They were so mean. They were just in absolute child mode. Yeah. It's so funny. But meeting Moana was like one of the highlights of the cruise for me. Got starstruck by Launchpad McQuack at Animal Kingdom and I overthought everything and I almost couldn't talk to him. The meet and greets at Animal Kingdom and like the Dino Land area are so random. It's so funny. It's the characters from DuckTales in Dino Land. I don't know why, but I love them. I do love Launchpad McQuack. I would too, Lizzie. And I think that's the thing is like the folks who are friends with the characters at Disney World, Disneyland, or like cosplayers who like really go all out, like obviously they do want you to be like excited to see them. And like I would hope that like they always find it like endearing and like happy when they see like adults like crying or like really excited to see them. However, like the difference when you're an adult is that like you just like you have no excuse to like touch them too much or be too close to them or like you know better. Kids are already like running towards them at full speed. So I don't know, just like be respectful, you know. I'm sure everyone in our chat already is, but Tigger fully smacked me in the nose on accident. Oh no. I love character breakfasts. Love them. One of my dreams is to eat at Cinderella's Royal Palace, and I know the food can't be that good, or Royal Table, inside the castle, at Cinderella Castle. The food can't be that good. It just can't. There's no way. Like, I'm sure it's good. It can't be that good. It's not the cruise, okay, where the food is phenomenal and flawless. But I love freaking character breakfast. I love eat food, turn around. There's Cinderella. I love it. I don't know if there's vegan options. There's vegan options on the cruise for sure. But I haven't been at the parks in so long. Also, when we went on our honeymoon and we were at the parks, like, we already knew what we wanted. You know what I mean? So, like, we always eat lunch at Casey's Corner because it's fucking delicious. I would kill to be there right now. I love Casey's Corner. The cruise where you've been to the fanciest restaurant? What do you mean, total? In the world? What do you mean? It's the fanciest restaurant that I've ever been to? I mean, maybe not. Maybe. It's hard to tell. Royal Table tragically is incredibly good, and I would commit a crime to be there. I love character meals. Oh my god, I was a princess at princess parties when I was in high school. Luckily, it was the kind of place where they came to me. I didn't have to like go to random people's houses. It was actually fine, but I do know people who have horror stories. No, Chow. It's like they just come around and meet and greet folks, sign your autograph books. So like there's not a performance or anything. However, Tiana's place on the cruise, on the Wonder where we were most recently, is kind of like that. So there's like a jazz band who are incredible, had the most handsome man I've ever seen singing jazz music at Tiana's place. And while he's doing that, Tiana is going around and meeting all the tables. And then at the very end, there's like a parade, which was really fun. And there were still no characters wandering, and we sat in the window overlooking the park and was pretty much in tears. Yeah, a Disney drag performance would delight me. Were you looking around in case the jazz man was there? In case he was doing meet and greets? I wish he was. It was so fun. It was one of my favorite parts of the cruise for sure. Because it was really fun. It was also like, I would say maybe the best food I've had in my entire life. For sure the best food I've ever had in my entire life is on the cruise. Right now, this second, I am going to say that it was the food at Tiana's place. It was so good. The ones that are like, what could have happened? The like Disney twisted stories or something. I haven't read any of them. I just can't. I feel like they're young adults-y. And like, that's not what I'm interested in. Veronica, it's a genius plan. I'm so excited for Happily Ever After to be back. I love Happily Ever After. I watch it on YouTube probably at least once a month. It's a great show. It's a great show. It's a perfect show. It's so good. The mobile game where they have anime Sully with a sword, that I do not know. I have Disney Dreamlight Valley on the Switch, but Sully's not in it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love Happily Ever After. And, like, I feel like the parks obviously are, like, missing a lot of magic, and I don't think they'll ever get it back from pre-pandemic. I just don't. Unless they really start paying people more. But, like, I'm still excited to take our kid eventually. And I'd watched Once Upon a Time until they went to Neverland, which is season 3. Basically, all of season 3 was in Neverland. And I finished that season. I watched, like, 4 episodes of the next season where they introduced Anna and Elsa. And I was like, I'm done. Anna and Elsa had only come out, like, a year before. And I was like, I'm an enchantment apologist because Moana's grandma's song after she passed is all I could listen to. That's so fair. Enchantment's not bad. It's really not bad, but it's no Happily Ever After. For sure. Listen, if you ever... Let's look at cruises. If you ever are thinking, like, I really miss the magic, I really miss, like, how Disney felt to me when I was a kid, go on the cruise. I haven't watched Disenchanted. I didn't watch regular Enchanted, though, in years. Here we go. I can't wait for... I'm sure right now is when Phoebe will wake up and they come in here. Okay, let's do Plan a Cruise. Where should we try to go, everyone? Listen, they have a 2-night one. Okay, let's do leaving, depart from. These are all the places you can leave from. I want to go on the Alaska one really bad. So let's say, I think that one only leaves from, I think Canada, but I'm not sure. So let's do sailing 2 and we'll do Alaska. Let's say Port Canaveral, Florida. Yeah, View Cruises. So Alaska, they only have 5 to 6, 7, and 18 to 13. This is a 7-night for $2,500. Stop. Who? Where? In May? Okay, everyone, I need you to email every company and tell them that I need a $3,000 deal right now. In May? Stop it. May 22nd through the 29th. 7 nights? A typical 7-night Alaska cruise is like $5,000. We went on a 4-night cruise for our honeymoon and then a 5-night one in October because we aren't pregnant, and we said if we weren't pregnant by a certain time, then we would do that. See, like, this is more, like, summer is more typical. And it's like $5,000 at the cheapest. That's bonkers. We were inside last time. Honestly, if these two numbers are less than $300, apart, then I would just pay for Ocean View because it was really nice. Really nice to have the window. Amazing. We had a window on our honeymoon, and it was so nice. I also feel like you'd want the view for Alaska. I mean, you can be outside the whole time if you want, though. So Ocean View just means you have a window. Veranda means like you have like a balcony. Let's look at the rooms. Continue. View staterooms. Sure. Okay, so this is inside. So this means you don't get a window necessarily. Oh my god, does it take this much to look at all of them? No, I don't want to choose an actual stateroom. I want to look at the pictures. Can I go on our ships? Disney. Let's do Disney Wish. It's the newest one. I haven't looked at their staterooms yet. Read more. No, I want the gallery. Oh, here we go. This is inside Disney Wish. Can I make this bigger? Okay, I guess not. So there's this one, I think sleeps 4. It can. There's a queen size bed. There's also a little like bunk bed thing you can set up where the couch is, which is nice. This is the smallest room. It is really small, to be clear. Here's the toilet and the shower. Like, this is all of the closet space that you all get. Like, that's it. However, like, now I don't think I would ever sleep 4 to a room like this unless the 2 of them were kids, but you could. Okay, here's Ocean View. So these are slightly bigger. Look at this window. Look how you can just see all the freaking water. It's so pretty. I feel like, so if you're on a bigger ship, Veronica, so the Fantasy and I think the Wish is a bigger ship and the Dream are all big. You can't really feel it at all. We were on a smaller ship most recently, the Wonder, and you can definitely feel it a lot more. I didn't get like sick or anything, with the exception of like we hit like some rough water the second to last night, and I just took some like we always pack Dramamine, and it was fine. Look how freaking pretty this is. This one I think sleeps 3 because it doesn't have a little pull down thing here for a bunk bed. Oh my god, it's so cute. Okay, Veranda, get fucking ready. So, queen bed, same as before. You have 2 closet things, which is amazing. And then you have, hey, why can't I see the... Okay, well, you can kind of see in this one. You have like a little balcony. It's so cute. It was a small stateroom with no windows. When we walked in, I immediately said, let's get the hell out of here. Concierge will never happen for me. Okay? And that's fine. I'm fine with that. It is basically like you can do, let's do concierge 1-story royal suite. So you can pay, like, if you want, like $30,000 for your family of 7 or whatever to get like a whole suite. And like concierge means like you get to go to this special like concierge like dinner, I think. You get to go in like the special like lounge. This is their bathroom. You can like shit and shower with like, you know, views of the water. This is one of the rooms. This is another room. You get like free, all the food's included on a cruise already, but you get like free alcohol, I think, if you stay concierge. And it's not free because again, you paid like $30,000. But okay. Anyway, find a cruise. Back to find a cruise. I really want to go on a 7-night. I cannot believe this. This is so fucked up. Hey, nobody tell Phoebe. Don't tell them. But I can't believe this is a $3,000 Alaska. That's so fucked up. How dare they not immediately tell me? Okay. Let's clear off that. Port Canaveral, Florida, which is where we left for our honeymoon. Where is it? Is like an hour from Disney World. So a lot of folks will like fly to Florida. Just a yearly salary's worth of cruise. Literally. Fly to Florida, go to the parks for a few days. And then you can take, usually there's like a bus from a Disney resort to the parks. Now the Magical Express, which takes you from the airport to your resort, doesn't exist anymore. So that's fun. But as far as I know, the cruise, like, bus. Hello, Cook Maddie. We're looking at cruises we can't afford. Welcome. As far as I know, the cruise bus that'll take you from your resort to like an hour to Port Canaveral does still exist. Okay. So this is from Port Canaveral. I want to go on a 7-night cruise though. Let's also look at 8 to 13, just for no reason. Okay, here's another 7-night for $3,000. That's bonkers. Also May. May's a really popular time. I love cruises. The other thing to keep in mind, and I'm only going on Disney cruises. I will never go on a different type of cruise. You can't make me unless they paid me to do an ad with them. The best part, not the best part, the interesting, something you need to keep in mind is you have to have your cruise fully paid off 90 days before. So if this cruise left in May, we would have to fully pay off this $3,000. January, February, March, April, May. By February. $3,000 is cheap for 7 nights. Think about 7 nights in a hotel for 2 people. That's already like minimum like $1,000, right? For like a decent hotel. This also includes like all of your food, all of your entertainment. Like the only, once you pay for your cruise, the only thing you have to pay for when you get there is tipping if you want. Tipping's actually included, but you should just always tip them extra because they're literally the best cast members in the world. And like buying merch and stuff. There's also like we spent honestly probably like $100 the whole week on coffee. Because there is like fancy coffee that's like iced that's not included. You can get like regular black coffee anywhere for free. But we wanted, lattes and stuff. So we paid, I know, $3,000 total. Let's see how much this would be if we were to like, how much the down payment would be. Okay, view staterooms, like for the cheapest one. This is actually just a stream where I convinced Kyle to go on a cruise. Yeah, it's $3,000 total. Okay, so they choose a stateroom for you. Add to cart. Oh, wait, no. I have to pay the full price. It's too soon. It's working. I'm going to send the VOD to Jake. You should. The other thing, if you have a Disney credit card, which we do, is like you get points for spending money on Disney things. Okay, so like right now, if I were to get one in May on the Fantasy, which is my favorite right now. I know, Princess Pie. The problem with us right now is like if we, like Kyle's at an advantage because they're already there, but we would have to pay for a flight and a hotel. You have to pay full price for guaranteed when they pick your room. Oh. Okay, let's try again. I was about to say it shouldn't be 90 days out. View staterooms. Confirm. Oh. View cart. I would like to delete it then. That's why it's so much cheaper though. Hey, how do I delete this? Oh, must so God. I don't want to sign in. Oh, remove. There we go. Oh my God, I hit keep. Sorry. Don't look at me. Yeah, they have 6 boats now. What if you accidentally book a trip? Could never. I would literally. I wish. And one day maybe I will be. Maybe one day we'll be the kind of people who can surprise each other with a cruise. My biggest dream in my life is that Phoebe one day will act as if they've gotten me a grocery store present. And they'll be like, oh, I got you a grocery store present. Meaning like an extra bag of Cheetos that we didn't plan to buy. And I'll be like, oh my God, cute. And it's a cruise. I wish to be surprised with a cruise. I don't think we'll ever be there. See, but if I choose my own, the price goes up by $1,000. But let's look. I want to see like how much the deposit is. Sure. See, but I think it's still going to give me... Let me book one out far away. It's hard out here for the gift-giving girlies among us. It is. It is, but it won't happen. Unless we get, like, a really good deal soon. I don't think we're going on a cruise this year. And, like, you know, actually, who knows? Because it's only January. Okay, let's go back. Let's book one out that's, like, far away. And maybe I can see the deposit. Okay, see, like, so, like, obviously, like, summer is the most popular time to cruise. So, like, a 7-night one is $5,000 at cheapest here. Concierge is $25,000. Concierge for the one we just looked at is $10,000. Which I would, again, never be able to do. But, let's see. Like, most 7 nights are, like, closer to $3,000. Like, a little over $3,000. That one was actually $2,600. Yeah. Listen, good things will happen. It won't be a bad year if we don't go on a cruise. I'd like to be clear. Let's see. 10-night. When is this? July 13th. Interesting. Tell me more. 10 nights for $6,000. That's so many nights. Let's see. Inside. Actually, no. Let's do Ocean View. I'm feeling crazy in this fake vacation I'm choosing. Do they not do the freaking payment plan anymore? Hey, get out of here. Let me try and do the choose one yourself one and see if it'll do it for me. Yeah, it's still not showing. I swear when we booked ours before, it'll still be a good year plus a cruise as a treat. Stop, you guys. Okay. Oh my God, I could be at the very fucking front of the ship. Fucking sign me up. Perfect. $10,000? Just what I wanted. Maybe you do have to be logged in to see the payment plan. Oh no, here we go. This will show you. So this one did show a deposit due today. I think you're right. It must be if you choose your own. But that seems weird because I've never chosen my own. I've always done the cheapest one. And I swear I've done it. View cart. Get rid of it. I'm booking a fake vacation. Oh my god, I did it again. It's because it's the blue one. Okay, let me sign in. Hey, stop that. Oh my god, I can't spell. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, let's try this one. I swear it was this one, though. Maybe it's not. Listen. I mean, you can book real you can book real cruises for people. It's not necessarily scammy. The, Thirsty on Main. Oh, man. Let's see. Get a temporary password. I forgot it. Wait. Oh. It may have been because I was typing in the wrong email. So, if it is, none of my business. That's not for me to decide. Isn't it so good? I fucking love our new keyboard. Okay. Does not have payment plans for guests, but you can create one for yourself and make payments anytime you like. Once the initial deposit has been made. Oh, yes. Then you can make payments over time. So as long as you have your cruise paid off by the payment. Yes, that's what it normally is. Okay. Yeah, you normally pay the... Basically, what we did is we paid the deposit, and then every time we got a paycheck, we put, like, a certain amount on the cruise. Or, like, anytime we got, when we booked our honeymoon, we weren't, like, full-time influencers at all. And so it was, like, anytime we got a brand deal, which was very rare. Our first year of influencing, we made $6,000 all year. So, like, anytime we got, like, you know, they're going to pay us $150 to do a Universal Standard ad, we would just put that entire $150 on the cruise. Okay, I mean, 8 nights for $3,200? Not terrible. Let's see. This is departing from Port Canaveral, Florida. Let's look at this one in May again. We literally cannot. I need everyone to know we can't do this. You guys can't let me get excited. But it is a really good deal. So I hope someone goes on this $2,600 cruise in May. It's also the 25th anniversary of the cruises. So that's what all this like silver stuff is. I really want to go on the Wish, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Okay, add to cart. Do, do, do. See, yeah, it says due today the entire thing. View the terms and conditions. Rate details. Okay, this didn't help me at all. How come sometimes I can do the other thing? I think I think whoever said it was right. Is the sewer line for things to do on a cruise out of our house? Cart. Remove. Yeah, the Alaskan one's not bad. Let's go look at that one again. Listen, we can all save our money. And in 2 years' time, we can all go on a cruise together. I'm just kidding, to be clear. That is a joke. It's a joke. Okay. I cannot believe 7 nights for $2,600. Bonkers. Monday to Monday is also a weird time. That's so strange. It gets so much more expensive as you keep going. There's 3,200. Let's try this one. The thing is, I've already been on the Wonder. I wish it was the Magic. It always works out, and if the universe wanted me to stop, it would stop supporting me in my choices. You're so true, bestie. You're so right. Okay, I think you're right. If I was going on the Alaska, I would obviously at least want a porthole. Listen. The cruise is the fucking best. 2 decks below the lobby atrium, entertainment and dining venues. But the lower you are, the more... Okay, you know what? This is a fake cruise, so let's go crazy. Let's book a Veranda. I love it here, where we just pretend that we're rich. We just say, hee hee, we get it. We're rich, so... Okay, deck 5. Sure. I feel like there's like maybe benefit to being the very last one. Like maybe it'll be bigger somehow. Okay, add to cart. Perfect. Only $6,500. I do this with houses. Exactly. Phoebe hates that I do this. Okay, look. See, I would only have to pay $600 today. Phoebe hates, like, I also built a car that I can't afford the other day. And they were like, why would you do that? That's so annoying. They oh my God, to be clear, they didn't say that. But they were like, we were never going to be able to do that. You hate our life. You hate that we can't buy a new car. And I was like, what? No, I just like to look at things I can't afford. Maybe it is related to the price of the cruise. It's weird. I think whoever said that it's like if you choose your own, they'll let you do the thing. And I think that's true. I think that's why they make it like $1,000 cheaper for them to choose it for you. Which honestly, it would be worth it to save $1,000. Sure, choose my room. They're all good. Like, obviously some of them are better than others, but like they're all good. $3,000. Okay. Time to plan one for the Wish. It's called window shopping. I know. Headlong flight. I feel I did not. Oh, thank you so much, Kay. I didn't grow up poor. My family had good money. I'm not bragging. Sorry. I'm just trying to say like that was not my experience. And I feel like I'm also good at window shopping. Usually. Katie B, do you have to pay monthly on the Ring doorbell? Everyone share a little win. My little win is that 133 people are watching me look at things I can't afford. Looking at things I think we all can't afford, to be clear. We can't afford it right now, but maybe someday. I had no idea you had to pay monthly for a Ring camera. That's so interesting. Okay, what did I say? Oh, more filters. I would like to ride on the Wish. How much is the Wish, please? Oh my god, there's only tiny ones on the Wish. They're not doing 7 nights for the Wish. Interesting. Well, I'm not really interested in a short cruise. I want long cruise. I've done 4 nights. I've done 5 nights. I would like to do 7 or more. Okay, 14 or more. How much is a 14-day cruise? At that point, you've got to be making money with all the stuff that you're getting. Oh my god. Oh, from San Juan. Yeah, let's look at, sorry. My hopes are up way too high. I can't leave from Spain. Here's all the places I could realistically leave from. Texas, Florida, New Orleans, Port Canaveral, San Diego. That's it. Okay, now let's view cruises. Listen, this is fun. No, but I think I would get too jealous to plan other people's trips. I also worked there at Disney World. And so people ask me already all the time to do stuff for them, like work for them for free. I feel like if I take off works for 2 weeks, I simply will never go back. Listen, I'm glad you guys are alone for a little bit. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to plan other people's cruises. I love planning mine. You know, I love being type A. But I wouldn't want to plan someone else's, really. Except for, like, my in-laws, I would happily plan something for them. But, like, honestly, like, it would be the most fun for all of us to go. That's what I should look at, is a group of 5. Yeah. All right. So this is for 5 people. Where's, need my calculator. Hey, be taller. There we go. Nice. The whole crew cruising. Hello, Drake. We're looking at cruises we can't afford. How are you? Okay, so the cheapest ones. This is another Halloween on the high seas. I've done Halloween on the high seas a couple times now. Okay, Pixar Day at Sea is cute. I would not pay. Well, maybe I would. If I had the money, I guess I would. I love to pretend to be rich. I love cruising. You just get there and then you don't have to think if you don't want to. But if you want to, they have an app and you can go to every single freaking event if you want to. You can go to, we went to things like pirate crafts, which is crafts you make with pirates or of pirates. We sat on the deck and watched Pirates of the Caribbean, like projected onto the funnel. And there was a very cute baby. Okay, this is really cute. Inside unavailable. Oh, so it'd be ocean view. Interesting. Interesting. Now, does it say... Hold on. I bet I know what I did. Go back. I think I selected as if all 5 of us were going to stay in the same room. Which is not what I want. Yeah, that's not what I want. I want 2 in one room. And I want 3 in another. Now let's view cruises. Stateroom, wait, hang on. Oh, stateroom 1 price. I see what they're saying. Listen. When is this? This is the same one we went on. Listen, this is in April. Okay, perfect. Let's look. Listen, the baby wasn't even really paying attention to the movie because she was too busy paying attention to us. And it was so fun. Okay, let's view the staterooms. Perfect, yep. Staterooms 1 and 2. Beautiful. Okay, the veranda is actually not that much more. Ocean view is not that much more. Let's do ocean view. No, but we want them next to each other. So I guess we do want this one. Yeah, sure. Deck 1. Not really, but 1060 right next to the elevator. Love that for us. Next stateroom. Ocean view. Deluxe, obviously. Perfect. Add to cart. Beautiful. Let's go. My birthday's in April. Perfect. Hey, why is the total all due? Oh, because it's in April. And it's July. I mean, it's January right now. That makes sense. Okay, so how much did I say it was? Go back. No. Hey. Go back to my cart. Okay, 9190. 0.95 divided by 5. It's $1,900 a person. Okay, you know what? That's actually... Oh, we're just looking. We cannot afford to go anytime soon. Remove them both. Yeah. That is fair. I am logged in. And it is fair of you to be stressed out about it. Let me log out, I guess. Oh, it didn't do anything. Listen, look at them. Let's look at the ships. So this is the Wonder. Oh wait, I don't want the staterooms. I just want the whole thing. Ship's overview, maybe? Oops, husband, I accidentally booked a Disney cruise. It was for research. Literally, Phoebe's dad was like, I think if you guys are, like, because Phoebe's quitting their job, our full-time job will be content creation. They were like, I think you'll be able to write off, like, part of your vacations. And he's right. It's for work. It's a tax write-off. It is. I don't think we could write off a whole thing. I think we'd have to write off, like, a percentage. And it would be, like, whatever percentage we filmed and then put in a YouTube video. So unless we did, unless we paid for internet on the cruise and did a 24-hour for 7-day live stream, we couldn't write off the whole thing. But I do think we could write off part of it. Okay, so the Wonder is where we went most recently. The Magic and the Wonder are both small. They're smaller. The Dream, I've never been on. The Fantasy and the Wonder are the only two I've been on, I think. What you're describing is why I want to be a travel content creator. Listen, I watch other people's Disney vlogs. Disney, like, cruise vlogs. 24-hour subathon for a week. I like how pointy the fronts are. Thanks. I think it's to destroy an iceberg if we see one. I don't know if that's true, but it is how I feel. So I've been on the Fantasy and the Wonder. Let's see. What will it tell us if we click on the Wonder? Oh, view gallery. This is the Golden Mickeys, which is a show that they perform. Let's see. This is inside of Triton's, which is a restaurant themed to The Little Mermaid. You can kind of tell there's a mural back here that took them like 3 months to make. That's it. What is it called? When it's like a bunch of tiny pieces of something and that turns into one big picture. Mosaic? Oh, I would have loved to have been on the cruises. Frozen is a show that they also do that's like, it's so incredible. And I know you guys are thinking like, how good could it be? It's so good. It's so good. It's absolutely bonkers. This is like a very nice photo of these kids' chins and a picture of food. Okay, you don't get it. These pictures are not good. I very confidently said puzzle. Now, 7, you wouldn't be wrong. Puzzle's still right. You're literally still right. So, like, you know. Nice. Okay, what I want... Let's just Google pictures of the Disney Wish. Okay, here's some pictures from the Disney Wish. Look at this. This is a dessert shop inside the Disney Wish. Are you kidding? That's so cute. This is the atrium. Tell me that doesn't look like... Here, let me do the thing where I zoom in. Weirdly. The thing where I zoom in because I don't actually know how to zoom in. Perfect. This is the atrium. I gotta do grown-up things. Have fun. Don't book a $10,000 cruise. The Wish does the midnight star ceiling thing. So up here, there's like lights. That like at midnight you can like it plays Cinderella being like, oh no, it can't possibly be midnight or something like that. This is the movie theater, I think. Or maybe one of the nighttime places. It's probably one of the nighttime show places. It's not like they have like a Broadway style theater, like live theater place. This is one of the kids stations. They also, if you have kids, you can sign them up for essentially daycare, and it starts at like 6 a.m. and you don't have to pick them up till like 2 a.m. So you can check them in and out as much as you want. And they literally like, I lived there when I was a kid. The kid areas are so fucking cute. This is another one. It's Alice in Wonderland theme. This is the Disney Oceaneers Lab, which is for like elementary school kids between like 1st and 5th grade. Maybe 1st and 7th grade or 6th grade. That's so cute. This is the pool from above. I think this is actually the model ship, but that's what it looks like. This is another part of the atrium. They have, when you're getting on the cruise, they have Cinderella and Prince Charming, like, waving at you when you get on the ship. Let's look at the Wonder, because that's where I just was. Not just, but... Phoebe's gonna come in here and be like, what are you doing? And I'll be like, nothing. Literally nothing. What are you doing? This is the atrium of the Wonder. I hate this. They explained it and they said it's supposed to be modeled after like that really big ugly flower that Ariel is wearing when she's like singing, or when Sebastian's singing. The seaweed is always green. No, that one. The cruise, they don't make an adults only Disney cruise. I would never want that because I think the kids like running around the ship and having the time of their life is like part of the fun. But honestly, if you didn't want to see kids, you can book late dinner. You can only, there's like each ship has 3 different adults only areas. 4 really, 3 different bars. And then there's a part of the ship that has like an adults only pool. So like if you didn't want to see kids, you would literally not see them except at dinner and the shows and stuff if you wanted to. Because there's also like adults only, like all of the like craft things that we went to. It's like there's slightly more complicated crafts. Cruises are scary, but I kind of want to go. Listen, we could do a Dwayne and 7 cruise. This is one of the kids' areas on the Wonder. It's also like this in the Fantasy, I think. Is that not the cutest fucking thing? Here's another picture of it. Stop. It's so cute. It's precious. Here's Mickey and Minnie. Hey, can you please make it better? There we go. Being really cute. Yeah. Listen, once you're on the boat, I really do feel like you forget that you're on the water. I really do. This is the funnel vision. So, like, all day, every day, they've got movies, different movies playing. You can check on your app to see, like, what movies are playing. This is what's, every, like, crew, every ship has, like, different characters on it. One of them, the Wish, I think, has Rapunzel on it. Which is fun. Let's see. This is Tiana's place on the Wonder. This is like what's happening when you walk in. Oh, it's very small. Here we go. Hey, why is the quality so bad? Okay, there we go. In pool watching movie all day. Yes. Literally. This is like the little stage at Tiana's place. So she gets up and she dances and she sings for a little bit as you're like eating your food. This is like what the tables look like. Look, the napkins are normal, but these napkins that they put the bread on top of are lily pads. That's the cutest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. This is the adult menu. This is the kids menu. It's a saxophone. How dare they do that?
Yeah, get that donut squeaked.
Hey, what's up?
That's gonna put on my little house husband costume.
Oh, nice.
Why are you mad?
No, I'm not mad.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing...
Yeehaw.
Shut up! I'm not doing anything.
What are you doing?
Everywhere. No!
What's going on?
We've not been looking at Disney cruises for 3 hours.
Oh
That's what
my
we thought we were
God.
doing.
Love of my life. Why are you the most chaotic woman in the world?
That's not what we were doing.
Princess.
Everyone signed an NDA, so there's not anything that they can even tell you.
Oh, that's so good.
Did you want to join?
Not for a long time. Just for a moment.
Just for a short time.
Y'all, you're supposed to make sure she's not doing this.
We were being so normal. What boat? You legally can't ask questions.
That's not how an NDA works. You're very cute.
You're very cute.
What time do you want lunch?
I don't know. It'll probably be a short stream because I have to clean. We weren't enabling at all. Hey, I've actually been really brave because chat was really enabling. There's a $2,600 Alaskan cruise in May.
That's
For 7
very
nights.
expensive and very soon.
Hey, now you know that's not expensive. Like, for what it is.
Okay.
That's what's bonkers about it.
How many dollars do we have to spend on a cruise right now?
We don't.
We have zero cruise
But I
dollars.
do think I've maybe convinced Kyle to go because there's another like 2,800 one in May
Kyle should definitely
from
go.
Port Canaveral, who already lives there. I don't know, so maybe till like 10:30, so like another hour.
Zeddy, I love that for you.
All our dollars are cruise dollars.
No.
Listen.
No.
No, we have bills to pay.
You're very sweet sodium flares.
Y'all think I have cruise money versus you. Hey, I didn't say you had it. I said you might make it happen.
Listen, the cruise is dangerous.
Because it's the best place in the world.
No, but also, like, you can put it on a credit card.
Yeah, that was what I said.
That's what's dangerous.
They said, no, $3,000 is so cheap for the Alaskan cruise, though. And I said, you're literally right. And I said, I tell you what, if we get 2 big deals in the next 2 weeks, then I'll talk to Phoebe about it. And they said, I'll email every company.
It's Q1. Like, we're not going to get... That's not happening.
No, that's why I said it.
Okay. And if we were, we should instead be saving that money for sperm. To get the sperm
I think we could
certified.
get sperm on the cruise.
No. so good. That's my whole deal is thank you is disapproving dad vibes.
I literally did will Moulin Rouge into being. Something that my mother-in-law and I have in common that Phoebe and their dad seem to like, I don't know, hate or forget is that like Shelly and I both will just be like, oh, because it's gonna happen. And both Aaron and Phoebe will be like, how? Tell me how that'll happen. And we'll be like, it simply will. And that's what happens. Shelly May, the sexiest, most powerful woman this side of the Mississippi, literally said a year ago, here's all the things I want in my perfect house. I want it to have 2 separate living areas, maybe 2 kitchens, so that the junior goofs can have their own area. I want it to have a skating rink. I would love for it to have a lot of yard, but nothing that I have to mow. I would like to have a huge garden tub and a very large closet.
Unhinged of her.
And Dad said that house doesn't exist.
We found the one.
And that's where we live. The garage, even though we live on a giant
There's
hill.
no skating rink. She's turning the garage
The
into a
garage is her
skating
skating rink.
She's creating a skating rink out of a garage, and we just all park on the road.
No, but we couldn't park in the garage
No, it's
anyway
like the
because it scrapes the bottom of your car to
drive-through.
go up.
Yeah.
But the actual... And there is a hot tub. You're right. A hot tub, also tons of green space, but nothing you have to mow because it's all a huge mountain with vines going down it.
Yeah. Shelly Mae's a bad bitch.
The next example that I have is that I came home on Sunday and I said, if we don't go see Moulin Rouge again, I will die. I will be dead. There's nothing I care more about. I will never get fun dinner again if you let me go. Phoebe said no for days. And I stayed on the internet and I found tickets for $65. And Phoebe said, okay, we'll put it on the credit card. It'll be next month. Bieber's problem.
She's actually bougier than that, Seven. She's putting like fancy floor skating tiles in, which is very funny.
And a disco ball.
Yeah, Dad got her a disco ball for Christmas, which was very sweet.
I don't know why you're always arguing with me. Like I've never, like I don't work hard for everything I've ever wanted.
No,
and
no,
it
no,
happens.
No, Zadie Queen, no. I'm in love with you. Do you want a Earl Green? What?
No, thank you.
Why are you so upset now?
I'm not. Mom is so big brain.
She's the biggest brain. Oh my god,
No.
I'd wake.
Beeper needs to believe in the magic.
There's no magic.
Aaron needs to believe in the magic. When I tell you this man, you can see all the veins in his head last year when he said, Shelly, the house you're describing doesn't exist. And she said, okay, but it's the house we're going to buy. And she was right. And I can't think of a time she's ever been wrong.
She's probably upstairs like, yes, bitch.
I know. I hope she's listening. I hope Beeper turn this into a TikTok. And everyone will say the power of Shelly.
Yeah.
Honestly, Aaron's pretty good at it too. He's just less vocal. Because when Phoebe was 12, Aaron was like, here's a microphone. Figure out how to make a job that you love so you don't have to have a job that you hate. And here we are now.
That's true.
Beaver said, I'm autistic. Magic is hypothetical. No, thank you.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Shelly says, this is it or else. Right. And so do I. Can't wait to go upstairs and say, Shelly, did you know that in May there's a very affordable cruise to Alaska? And she'll say, May?
Hey, boo.
I'll figure that out.
Boo.
I wish I was a Shelly, but I'm a Beeper. What's funny is, like, Phoebe famously, amongst our friends, is, like, the friend with the best luck. And they really do have the best luck. They have really good luck. With the exception of our miscarriage, they have really good luck. Were they in an abusive relationship at one point? Yes. But other than that, I think they should play the lottery. May is my birthday. What if I'm wished it for you? What if you did? I would like to be clear that I am joking, and I don't think we're actually going to go on a cruise in May. But I do think if we're not pregnant by the summer again, we'll probably book another one for September, October. Because our dreams aren't coming true, so we might as well be on a cruise. You know? So What I actually need is Beeper to turn this entire stream into a TikTok, and then I need to email it to Disney Cruise Line and say, I'm begging you to let me create content for you. Because I would do it in a heartbeat. Phoebe, we talked about it once, and they were like, if Disney reached out to us, what's the move? And I was like, what do you mean? Why do you think we should say no? And they were like, well, like, Disney has a lot of, like, problems. Like, as a company, we know they don't pay their employees enough because we worked there. We know that, like, you know, they're all about the money. And I was like, not to be a bitch. We also know that about McDonald's. And, like, what I care about is me paying my bills.
Disney would never reach out to us.
Hey, you don't know that.
I do know that.
I'm sorry. Are you a girl me and Shelly?
They reach out to exclusively Disney influencers.
Overcharge them for all the times they underpaid you. I would.
They do not reach out to regular run-of-the-mill people, especially not ones that talk such
Kyle
mad
said,
shit
listen,
about
they
them.
could. Listen,
in their
Kyle
free time.
works at Universal, and Universal paid for them to go to the preview last year of Horror Nights. I mean, we don't work at Disney now, but, like...
As a sponsored thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
They had to post about it. Right? Manifested. Sorry, Phoebe doesn't freaking get manifesting, I guess. Phoebe doesn't care. Kyle said that's true. Don't know how that happened.
Listen, I love that Kyle.
We're actually inviting Kyle over here to give them a social media boot camp so that they can quit their job to be a full-time influencer.
I want Kyle to be able to quit their job so bad.
Yeah.
I'm sick of how...
Beeper, as a not girl, legally you don't know.
I literally do.
No.
We've seen who they pay.
Okay, and they would pay me. They would. They know I'd be a safe bet. Here's all the reasons why. I have a very, very warm personality. I have dimples. My eyes are very blue. They'll think that they're getting, like, the new Gen Z vibe because I have pink hair, but they know that in actuality, I will play by their rules. And they're right. They also want people who genuinely are passionate about the company, which as far as what the company is supposed to be, I am. And I would like to reiterate, I have very cute dimples.
Stream is too dangerous for you. You become more powerful every day. All they do is say, why is Morgan so smart and so right?
This is my application.
No. Dear God.
Hey, you got more shit too.
I know. Tell them about Born to Stink.
Oh my God. Phoebe is the love of my life. And they are so, so, so sexy and hot. But for some reason, they got a lot of stinks. And just naturally. And so last night we were snuggling and being cute. And I don't remember what we had for dinner, but their breath was a little stinky. And I said, you know what I think? I think you should get a tattoo on your collarbone that says Born to Stink. And I'm right. That's funny. It's not as funny as Dirt Worm, but it's pretty funny. Phoebe was like, I feel like our community would be disappointed in us if we collabed with Disney. And I was like, I feel like our community knows that, like, we're just trying to get our bills paid and have a nice life in the hellscape that is capitalism. I had a dream that Bo, my brother-in-law, got knuckle tattoos that said Dirt Worm. Pay your bills how you gotta pay them. I think the other thing is, like, what Phoebe is right about is that Disney really doesn't like to hire people that would ever criticize them. And we do criticize them. Often. We're always like, when we worked there, we did not get paid enough. At the beginning of the stream, I was like, I would rather not have characters than have cast members who are getting harassed. And that's true. But, you know, like, I think the other thing is, as far as, like, cruises are really bad for the environment, in general. Let them buy your silence. But, like, by a long shot, the Disney cruises are the most, like, eco-conscious by, like, a lot. Hang on, let me Google. Oh, hang on. These are all ones that don't leave from the U.S. This is not helpful. Oh, man. Hang on. This is a giant advertisement. Of course not. We would never be funny without you here. Bieber did come in. Environmental group grades cruise lines. Disney gets an A-. Most others get Fs. Sewage, air pollution reduction, water quality compliance, transparency, criminal violations. Here's the full report card that they made. This actually says that overall it gets a C+, which is funny because when we looked at it last year, it was a B. I thought it was a B. Is not missing streams. Welcome. Regent Seven Seas passed them recently. But yeah. Criminal activity. Most criminal violations on cruises are labor laws. That is absolutely true. When we were on the cruise, we were talking to the cast members and they were like, we were like, what time do you work? And they were like, oh, I get here at like 7. And then I finish my day at like 10 p.m. And I was like, that's so long. However, that's exactly what it's fucking like working at the parks. All the time. Especially at guest relations, like, because we have to be there before the park opens to, like, deal with people who are trying to get in. And then we also have to be there after the park closes because people go there for lost and found, or, like, even though I spent all day at the parks, I'd like to complain now, or, yeah. So, like, you know, yeah. Now, I will say the characters on the cruise, I'm sure, have, like, the fucking best deal. Because they usually do, like, some meet and greets. Most cruise employees do months on, months off. I know when we were talking to, like, the cruise activities folks, they also had, like, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. days. And they said that basically they work, like, basically all day, every day. For, I think, 8 weeks. And then they get 6 weeks off. And that's, like, how it goes. There are also some international environment laws that cruises can violate. Oh, that makes sense. They're on, like, there's, like, also different rules about, like, being on the water. Because you're not really in anyone's, like, you're not in a country. That's also why, on the Disney cruise, and I think on all cruises, like, the shops can't be open when you're in port. So you can't really buy anything when you're in port with the exception of food. So, like, if you forgot sunscreen, you cannot buy any if the boat is parked. My current work is looking at air emissions from ships. Interesting. Yeah, the cruises do pay really well because you're basically in overtime the whole time. So, like, the other reason people, if you are a person who is like, I don't really know what I want to do with my life. I am young or young adjacent, and, like, full of energy compared to how I might feel in a few years. I don't know what I want to do with my life. They are literally always looking for people to work on the ships. All the time. The Phoebe interviewed before they interviewed for the college program and said that, like, essentially the biggest thing in the interview is they keep being like, are you sure you can be on a ship for 6 months? Are you sure you can be on a ship for 6 months without really being on land all that much? You also can't really call out sick unless you're really sick. It wasn't Disney Cruise. I haven't seen Below Deck. But, like, you can't, your room and board is paid for. Your food, I think, is included. So, like, you're just getting all this money that you can't really spend anywhere. Because you can't really have stuff. You could join the Navy or work on a Disney cruise. You can't really have stuff, like, delivered to you. Because you're on a ship. And I'm sure you must be able to for, like, medications and things like that. But, yeah. Listen, I would do that, Holland. I would absolutely do it. I think the reason that we don't is because we, you know, it would be hard to be away from everyone. Also, like, you do have internet, but you're working literally all day, so you can't really talk to your friends and family all that much.
I'm sorry to bother you. There's been a small announcement.
Yeah.
So the way that Bob, did they tell you how he's getting
How he
upstairs?
escaped? No.
He's jumping over the gate. He's going to hurt himself. They have to take the gate down. So we're going to have our door closed downstairs. In the meantime.
Bob!
I know. He's 15 years old. He can't fucking jump over that.
No. He's a gymnast.
And I love you so much, and I thought that you might have feelings about it, but the other thing is that you're the reason he's like this.
No!
You introduced him to downstairs.
He's the reason he's like this.
You told him about downstairs. So anyway, now our door just, like, fucking needs to be closed. And Bob has free downstairs reign. Bo sent a picture to the group chat
at like
3:30
in the morning
of Bob just, like, sleeping on the ground downstairs in, like, the little... Okay, anyway, I love you. We just need to keep the door closed.
That's fine. I can't believe that. He's got a few lives left. That absolutely silly old man. I cannot believe this. That's so funny. Why is he like that? He's a super spy. He'll be okay. It's all the attention from Morgan and Stream. That's true. We've been giving him too much attention. Oh my so god. I cannot believe him. That's so funny. What a silly, silly old man. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, anyway, if you're not in, like, a serious relationship, or if you are and you think that you would be fine not seeing that person for 6 months, and you don't have kids, and you're like, I would love to just work really hard for 6 months and have a bunch of money in my bank account and then leave, you could go work on a cruise. And it would be a really hard 6 months or however long your contract is, but you can leave when you're done, go back to your parents' house or whatever. This is especially if you live somewhere where you're not paying rent, to be clear. Or if you don't own very many things and you're between places. You know? That is also something. I also don't know how expensive, to be clear, I don't know how expensive, like, getting a cell phone is that works internationally. I don't know how expensive, like, storage unit would be to, like, keep your stuff in it if you aren't living with your parents. But this is, like, exactly the situation my friend is in. It's kind of like a perfect deal if you're, like, between places or if Phoebe and I broke up and I didn't know, and I didn't know what to do with my life, I would absolutely do it. I would be like, time to just work with a bunch of people. And Phoebe and I were talking when we were on the ship, and we were like, do you think, and I'm sure they'd get fired if they admitted this, but do you think that some of them, like, sleep with guests? Like, because some of the, oh my god. So first of all, almost no one who works on the cruise, for Disney at least, is from the U.S., almost, because it's, like, apparently really, I don't know if it's easy, but it is easier to get a international work visa for a cruise ship than it is, like, to work in the U.S. or to work in the U.K. or wherever the ship is leaving from. So there's like a lot of folks from basically every other country except the US. Cruise activities is almost all like UK, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. I think that's it. Like what it says on their name tags. I think some of those countries are in the UK, but like that's what it says on their name tag, okay? But that's also true, 7. If you have pets, it would also be hard. But like they were so cute. All of the folks who do cruise activities. I think they have to be hot. I think that's the rule. Maybe they're also hotter because they have, British accents, but like, oh my God. And I was like, we're obviously married and monogamous, but I was like, do you think some of these folks like go home with some, like, I'm sure they would get fired, but like, they've got to, right? Like, there's no way they're not. At least once. Because some people, like, are really, like, imagine, like, you're, 23 from the UK, meeting a bunch of rich Americans, and then one rich family brings their college daughter on vacation with them. She's hot. She's fun. She takes all of the trivia games serious enough that she's doing pretty well, but not so serious that she's a bitch that she's losing. I'm sure they'd get fired, but I think it happens. I mean, I feel like, how can they know where all of the employees are at all times? They can't, possibly. The staff almost certainly have relationships with each other. You're probably right. I hope so. Oh my God, the man staring out his window again, and I thought he was a ghost. He's not a ghost. He's just a man, but it was really scary. Yeah, I'm certainly have. Rules or not, they certainly have. Oh, for sure. I know someone that worked there on his character actor, and the answer is yes. It has to be. Now, I will say they probably are, like, similar to, like, I mean, you guys all know, when you work anywhere, you develop, like, new icks of customers or guests or whatever your place calls them that you maybe wouldn't have had before. So, like, I have never worked in retail, so I think the joke, I can't find the price tag, so this must be free, is hilarious. I would never say it to the person working, but I always say it to Phoebe or whoever's next to me when I'm at a Kohl's and something doesn't have a price tag on it. So I'm like, must be free. The less they hide it because they just assume they'll keep getting away with it. No, it's true. Hannah worked in retail most of her college career. Hates that joke. Just genuinely does not think it's funny. It's always like, ugh, gross. That's the kind of thing I'm going for. You know what I mean? Get nitty with it because they're the best. They're the freaking best. Maybe I'll watch our cruise vlogs while I clean today. I don't watch our vlogs or any of our content. Similar to, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to watch myself. You know? Could have gotten 2 buckets of flowers at Trader Joe's for $35. Man, we are a boutique florist. Yeah. New anger unlocked. Anyway, like, I'm sure that you would develop new icks of, like, guests working on the cruise ship. But I bet, like, every now and then, I don't know, like, I saw some of those guests, and some of them were really hot. Sleepiest worm in the world disease. So true. If I watch my old TikToks, I delete them because I suddenly decide they're awful. No, it's true. Anyway, I literally started one last night because I was like, I missed the cruise. So I started watching one of our cruise vlogs, and I haven't watched any of them. Like, Phoebe edits them. I've filmed them, but I haven't seen them, so I might watch them because I miss it. And I would like to be clear again, I don't think we're going to go on one this year. Genuinely. Hopefully the reason will be because we're pregnant. We're not currently pregnant. but maybe we will be soon. And then we'll be like, well, we can't go on a cruise. Because, by the way, if you didn't know, you can't go on a cruise once you're more than, I think, 23 weeks pregnant. They won't allow you on the ship. So, and it's not like they're doing a test, but, like, obviously by 23 weeks, you can typically tell when someone's pregnant. And so they'll be like, if you're pregnant, you can't get on. Now, again, they're not going to x-ray you or take a blood test or anything. So if you wanted to lie and say that you were just chunky, you could, but it's for like your baby's safety. Because if there's something wrong, like, yeah, if you went into early labor, there's like quite literally nothing they could do. And not only would something potentially happen to the baby, something could potentially happen to the parent. So that's why. Not a risk worth taking. I actually have a friend who, she booked a Disney cruise that was supposed to leave late March of 2020 with her husband. They had just been married. So I don't know if it was their honeymoon or if it was just a cruise that they were taking, because I think they still went on a honeymoon. But anyway, it got canceled, obviously, pushed out, got rescheduled for, I think the cruises came back some point in 2021. She's like, okay, cool, that's so exciting. Then she found out she was pregnant. And so she was like, okay, so we can't go on this one now because I'll be too pregnant. So we'll reschedule it again. And so they rescheduled it for when their daughter was like 7 months old. And it was funny because like when she finally posted the picture, she was like, booked this cruise 2.5 years ago, finally on it. I'm 45 weeks pregnant. Is it a good idea for me to go to Disney? No. If you live there, like if you're an annual pass holder, I know Luxie, like when she was 40 or like 38 weeks, was walking around Disney because like they want you to walk and like be really active to like try and get everything ready. I feel like that's not dangerous. One, because Luxie lives, I mean, I don't know specifically where she lived. I guess they moved, so lived. But like she's not like there on vacation, you know what I mean? She's just like getting her steps in, and she might as well do it at Disney World. Yeah, some people fly for like a 3-week vacation. But yeah, bonkers. And like, I mean, I guess do whatever you think is best for you, but I cannot imagine being on like a like very demanding vacation, a very physically demanding vacation at 40 weeks pregnant. One woman bought her 3-day-old from out of state. Stop. I will never understand that. I feel like when our baby is born, I will just stay at my house for a long time. People really make decisions, don't they? My mom took me to the mall at like 5 days old. And she like would say all the time like, oh, well, the mall was the first place we ever took her, so that's why she loves to shop. Which maybe that's true, but Disney cringe posting is one hell of a group. My parents took me on holiday for the first time when I was 9 days old. That's so small. I also think if you took like a brand new baby on holiday to like, my parents took me on a vacation when I was, I think 3 weeks old, but it wasn't really like a vacation. Like, I mean, it was. We went to, like, Tennessee, and my parents stayed in a cabin. But it was just, like, they stayed in the cabin and hung out. Marshall's was the first place I took my daughter, but she was, like, 2 months old. My mom had my ears pierced at 6 days old. Aren't you tired? Aren't you sore? Yes. Yeah, some people really still let strangers kiss their baby. Yeah, you're not. I mean, it depends on what your pediatrician says and what you would like to believe. But if your kid hasn't had like any shots or any vaccines or anything, like, I don't know, it's a lot. Hag Energy, would you take a 6-week-old across the country though? I think that's the other thing is like, I would never judge like our age parents because like I don't think it was that weird. But now, like, I don't know. And, like, we're not parents currently, so, like, how can I really say what we would do? But I don't think we'll take our kid anywhere. like, before they've had a lot of their vaccines. Yeah. I think especially post-COVID, like, we're all thinking way more about germs than we used to. Even if you were already thinking about them a good bit, I feel like we're thinking about them more. The benefit is high enough, the risk might be worth it, like, if you have to move. Yeah, I know. I can't imagine. Lexi and Bean, they just moved. And Louis, I think, 2 months old. That's so much, but I don't think they had a choice. Like, they had to. And, like, I have another friend who they, like, were already planning on moving, had already picked out, like, a new apartment and everything before she even found out she was pregnant. Because she found out, like, kind of late. And, like, there's not really anything you can do, you know, but, yeah, it's really a choice. The rest of my mom didn't even take me grocery shopping, so it evened out. Yeah, that's so much. I feel so bad for them. I hope they're doing okay. We sat in the nosebleed seats near nobody. Yeah. People really think they have every right to touch babies and pregnant people. Which Phoebe the other day was like, do you think because you're plus size, less people will try to touch you when you're pregnant than normal? And I said yes. And then they said, how do you feel about that? And I was like, it actually makes me a little sad. Because, like, I really, like, you know, I've always wanted to be pregnant. I've always been excited to be pregnant. I can't wait. I'm really stoked. So I don't think I will personally, like, and that might change, but I don't think I'll really, because I don't go out in public that often. I don't think it'll happen that often where people try to touch me that don't really know me that well. I was a heavy pregnant person and they touched me too. Every part of me doesn't even want to hardly tell anyone until I give birth. Listen, you gotta do what's best for you. No hate to babies. I would prefer them not near me. They're so soft. I love all babies. I think the other thing is, like, I love babies. I love them. I always have. So anytime I see a baby, I do want to hold them.
True, bestie.
And I want to, like, pick them up and, like, I don't know. Like, I do want to, but I would never touch a baby. I don't know. And I would never touch a person. I don't know. I would teach them a lesson and say I was just fat. Listen, good for you. I love a good baby. Every time Lexi and Bean post a picture of Louis, I'm always like, I love him. I have another friend who has a baby that was born on the exact same day, actually. So they're the same age, and he is so freaking cute. Oh my, it's okay. I'm a mom. No, it really is like typically women, I feel like, that I've seen who do it the most. Who will be like, I'm a girl and you're a girl, so I can touch you. And it's like, no. She thinks she'd be touching me every moment of the day. Oh my God. It is typically white women. You're so true, bestie. I think the other thing is, like, again, like, when you know better, you do better. And, like, I know when I was in, like, high school, I was definitely, like, the kind of person to be like, oh my God, I love your hair, and just touch people's hair. With, like, my black friends, or not even, like, anyone who had interesting hair. And why did I think that was okay? Like, I thought it was okay because everybody was doing it because it was the South. But, like, now that once someone was like, hey, it's weird. The other thing is, it wouldn't bother me if anyone did that to me. And so I was like, this applies to everyone. No one cares if I touch them. And that's not true. Why did I think that was okay? Why did no one ever say, like, hey, by the way, don't touch people. Don't be weird. Stop being weird. Yeah, I'm white, but I have very thick hair, and people would touch my hair a lot. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I apologize to anyone I ever made uncomfortable, for sure. Because, like, white supremacy, you're right. You're right, but, like, it wasn't, like... No, and, like, you're right. You can't know what you don't know, but, like, I was, like, 19. And then eventually people were like... My mom was handsy, so I was too. Yeah. Listen. Listen, I don't know why. I don't know. I hope that as we grow up, we all are teaching our kids that you can't just do that. But I have people pinching my cheeks a lot. Mostly, like, before middle school. But, like, it's a thing that you see in, like, old, like, movies of, like, old people, like, pinching someone's cheeks and just, like, yanking on them. And I feel like you're like, that doesn't really happen. But it happened to me all the time. Because even when I was, like, skinny, like, I've always had really, like, chubby little cheeks. And people pinch them all the time. And squeeze my arm at any time. That's so strange. Why squeeze arm? Yeah, it's just so much. People used to just, like, pick me up and hoist me. I don't understand. And, like, I'm a very physical touch person. So, like, with my friends that I am friends with, I do just, like, go up to them and, like, hold their hands. Or, like, hug them or... You know what I mean? KJX, you're so sweet. But, like, I would never do that to strangers. I don't remember ever poking anyone's bruise. I don't remember it ever happening to me either. But I don't have, like, I don't bruise that easily, I don't think. Lots of squishy hugs, things I didn't really want. Yeah, and again, like, I'm a very physical touch person. So I feel like for me to be like, this is weird, really means that, like, you're crossing a line here, you know? Like, put them in the garbage can? Gross. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. White supremacy is really connected to the way American society treats children. Yeah, I mean, and, like, white supremacy is prevalent in, like, all places, everywhere. But, like, especially, like, obviously, I can only speak to the, like, Southern American experience, but, like, it's really bonkers. It's really interesting, and it shouldn't be like that. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. But, once you know better, you do better. Please don't touch strangers. And if a stranger touches you, please tell them it's weird to touch a stranger. Yeah. I do miss, like, handshaking. Which we don't really do so much post-pandemic. Or not post-pandemic, but post-COVID starting. Because it's, like, I feel like another small way of, like, physical touch, like, connection with someone without it being weird. But, it's hard. Yeah. I mean, parenting is hard. Being a person is hard. Every day is hard. It's just like that. Why are you squeezing so hard? I'm sweaty. Listen, if people are squeezing you and it hurts, you should tell them. I love a good handshake, It's like, I see you and we're having a moment together. And I'm like, that's so nice. All of the things in the world came together for us to do this. And in Costa Rica, instead of handshaking, we do a little half hug with a kind of cheek kiss. That's so cute. That's really cute. I'm trying to think of, like, anything interesting anyone ever taught me from, like, another place when I was working at Disney World. I'm gonna crush your hand just by holding it normally. Books about it can be very great, practicing respect. Like tickling, asking for hugs. Yeah. Yeah, and I think also, like, I think back to all the times that my parents maybe, like, hug someone I didn't want to hug. And, like, I don't know. I feel like once you teach kids, like, you don't have to do it when you're not feeling it. Like, it doesn't mean that they'll never choose to do it. It really doesn't. Like, almost all people, at one point or another, do want a hug and do want, like, some sort of connection. Now, some kids less than others. But, like, I don't know. Like, just give them the option. But it is also hard. My niece and nephew are not big huggers. They hugged me the last time we went, and I was, like, literally tearing up because they almost never do. But the last, like, 3 times before that I went over, they were like, I was like, can I have a hug bye? And they'd be like, no. And I'd be like, that's okay. And I'd, obviously to them would be like, so fine, see you later. And then I get in the car and be like, I wish they would hug me. I love hugs so much. But again, those are my feelings, and I should put them on them. So they should know that I'm sad when they don't hug me. Yeah. It's so nice. I am so grateful that, like, at least some, if not hopefully most, kids are, like, getting more knowledge on informed consent young, because it makes such a huge difference. But yeah. So if I choose to hug you, I appreciate you. I think also, and like, people won't admit this, but I think that's why people love, like, small babies so much, is because they don't have the option, really, to be like, I don't want to be held by this person, or I don't want to, like, they can cry, but for the most part, they're just, like, sleepy and small. And I think that is a huge reason why, like, people like the company of small babies so much, if they do, is because, like, it's like you're getting snuggling in, but you were the only one who could consent to it. And I don't mean that in, like, a creepy way, but I do think that, like, that's why, like, if you hear about these people who have kids and they're like, no, like, all of my friends have been over so much, like, it's crazy. Like, everyone says they loses their friends when they have kids, but, like, my friends have been here a lot. And then once their kid is, like, a year old, they stop coming over because it's, like, more work to interact with a 1-year-old than, like, a 1-month-old. You know what I mean? Bye, 7. So brave. Yeah. Very spicy. I don't know. My favorite, like, age for kids is, like, probably 4. Like, when they're old enough that they can pretty much talk pretty well, but they're also saying, like, just such silly things sometimes. I don't know how to act with babies because I can't talk to them. I feel like 4-year-olds are so funny. Did you know that people, like, toddlers are supposed to be when they're 2 and 3, and then that's it? I say, like, basically everyone under 5 is a toddler. But apparently you're supposed to just say kid at, like, 3. Every day he knew something new. I feel like 4 is so funny. Like, and I love all ages. There's, like, there's perfect things about all ages. Like, that's exciting. You know, like, I am really excited. I saw it when I went and saw Moulin Rouge by myself on Sunday. I saw this, like, clearly super fucking androgynous, like, shaggy, short haircut, giving very much, like, 14-year-old she-they on a date with, like, another 14-year-old with clearly, like, the 14-year-old, the first one's, like, mom. So they were just so 14, and I'm obsessed with them. And so they're, like, one's got, like, their arm around the other, and they're, like, taking a picture with, like, the Moulin Rouge in the background. And the mom is like, oh, do you guys want me to take a picture of you? And they're like, no, it's fine. And they're, like, clearly, like, so awkward, but, like, giggly. And I was like, I'm so excited for, like, our 14-year-old to be like, so, like, I'm kind of, like, dating Allison, but, like, I don't know, you know? And, like, you know, in my heart, I'll be like, you're 14. Like, you're not really dating. You can't really go anywhere. But I'll be like, are you in love? How do they make you feel? Do you feel safe? Should we meet their parents? Like, he was young and had trouble understanding certain words because he was very strong northern accent. That's so cute. 11-14, sign me up. Love them. Love their sass and their snark. I feel like also that's when you really start to like you're really starting to develop your sense of self at like 13, 14. Like, that's why people say teenagers are so hard, because that's when they're like really pushing boundaries in a different way than they were as kids. Like, it's, I don't know. There's great things about all of the ages. I'm really excited to meet our kid and like watch them become like their own person, and you know, I'm excited to do that with Phoebe. I would say the biggest thing I've always been worried about my whole life is having a kid that like I can't relate to. And the biggest way of that is that I was like a very respectful, obedient, like didn't really push boundaries that much, like kid. I was never like a door slammer. Like, I was upset with my parents and like moody because I was a teenager, but like I was never like malicious. I would be like, I don't get this, and like roll my eyes and like go to my room and cry. But I was never like a door slammer. I've never said I hate you to my parents. I would never say that. I feel like it's so cruel. Because like, even though I don't really speak to my parents anymore, they did like create me, and like I have nice memories of them, and like while they made a lot of mistakes, and I do think my mom was a narcissist, like I do think that like, I think everyone is always trying their best. It's just that my mom is trying her best to be an addict and like put herself first. And that's all she knows how to do. And so I've, through therapy, like forgiven her, and like I would never say I hate her. I would never actually say that. Phoebe, as a teenager, huge door slammer. Big I hate yous. Like really cut to the bone, so fucking mean to their parents, which is insane because their parents are angels who have never made a mistake, if you ask me. And I am like, I'm going to cry thinking about it. I cannot imagine my kids saying, I hate you. I would lose my mind. And I know it's going to happen. And I'm going to be so brave. But, like, that's been my biggest fear. Is, like, having a kid who's, like, throwing, like, tantrums as a teenager. And, like, I don't know how to handle it because I didn't go through that. But that's why it's amazing that I'm married to Beeper. Who will be like, I totally get it. That's exactly what, that's exactly what they say, Sparrow, is like wherever kids are having like the biggest feelings is like where they feel the safest. Yeah. Maximum emo time, big eye rolling. Yes, I was really big into silent treatment. I wrote like mean things in my journal, but like, I've never said I literally cannot watch the scene in Twilight when Bella is like, if I stay here, I'm going to be stuck just like mom. And she's like so mean to Charlie. I can't watch it. And it's probably trauma, but like, we didn't buy hers. But like, oh my God, I could never be like that. Really bad angst poetry. I don't know. Like, that's a way that like I couldn't relate to my kid. Like, my feelings were big, but my feelings were definitely, like, sadness and horniness. And, like, I've just never had a temper. I've never really experienced, like, rage very often. And, like, that is, not something I am looking forward to. Those not the two feelings one can have. Listen, hello, Meg. I did not have a temper. I still don't have a temper. And it's definitely trauma, but it is like probably one of my favorite things about myself, is that I don't have a temper, because it doesn't, like, all feelings are valid. And as an adult who's been through therapy, I know that it's valid, and it would be fine if I wanted to be angry about things. But the reason I didn't really have a temper as a young person, it was actually because I was always like trying to manage my parents' feelings instead of dealing with my own. so it is like a trauma response to not really have it, but like I would like I'm always like I'm not going to feel better after being angry. It's not going to change the circumstances. It's not going to make anything happen faster for me to be angry and scream about this. I do feel better after I cry. I do feel better after I vent, but like I've never felt like rage. And some kids like really do. I also do not feel angry due to trauma. Yes, I felt a lot of guilt. And I don't anymore. And I definitely get like mad, you know, like I'm like that's so annoying or like whatever. But like I just don't really experience like anger. And it's definitely a trauma response, but it's nice because like I always have like a cool, clear head for the most parts. For the most part. Which is another reason why Phoebe and I work together well, because they definitely experience anger. Didn't cry, didn't yell, just bottled everything. Yeah. I only felt rage once towards my mom, and I was already an adult. Me with my mom chewing. Yeah. I feel like I was also never like overwhelmed as a young person. I was definitely overwhelmed in college by my own doing because I was basically keeping myself so busy that I didn't have to deal with the fact that I was gay. And then I was overwhelmed again because I made myself overwhelmed. But, so I don't get rage, but sometimes I get big feeling and that appears like rage to other people. It's just like, I don't know, sometimes we have a little trauma talk after we window shop for cruises.